Hello, everybody. It is Saturday, right? Yeah, it's Saturday. I'm a little late. Sorry for being late. I'm not feeling great today. So, my chair's so squeaky. So, we're having a bit of a chill day today. I was gonna play Elden Ring, but I just don't think I have it in me today. I just don't think I have it in me to smash my head against, what's his name? What's his name? Moongrum? The knight that guards... Is it Renala? The magic boss? Oh god, I can't fight Moongrum today. I had a little micro nap, which lasted, instead of 45 minutes, 2 hours. So, oopsies. I'm a little late today. I'm sorry. I try to stick to my schedule as much as I can, but I just was feeling kind of under the weather. You have to feel better. What would we do without the Dragon Queen? I'm feeling okay. I'm just having a bit of an off day. It's on my schedule, Mirai. I think I was supposed to stream 2 hours ago or 3 hours ago. We were gonna do Marvel Rivals and some Elden Ring, but I think we're gonna do an educational stream. I'm really into Warhammer right now, and I've reacted to part 1 of Bricky's videos and part 2 of his old video of the factions. So today I was reading the YouTube comments. Actually, we got a lot of good YouTube comments and good recommendations. Sorry, I'm playing with the zipper on my coat. I had a lot of good recommendations to watch some new videos. So we should watch... I have it bookmarked here. I have Timeline of the 40K Universe by Trazin the Infinite. Trazin. It's 40 minutes long and it goes over the timeline, which I think would be really helpful to me because I have no idea when these things are happening and I'm constantly confused. And then also the updated Bricky video, which is so funny, went out like a week ago. Because I reacted to his first part of the factions and then the second part of his factions. And then he put out an updated video like a week after I reacted to them, so we'll watch those together. The updated Bricky video first would be better. Okay, we can watch the updated one. His new video is a timeline? Oh, okay. That one's good. It's from the point of view of a Necron character. The timeline of the 40K universe. Is that the one you're talking about, Dave? Thank you for the follow, the Grand Kisma. Grand Kisman. He combines timelines and factions in the new one. Okay. Well, I don't know. I kind of feel like we should watch the other one first because it's only like 39 minutes and the Bricky one is almost 2 hours. Yeah, the new one is almost 2 hours. So I kind of want to start with a short one first just to get an idea of the timeline and then maybe a Bricky expand it. Hi Willowa. Hi Phil. Hi Odious. Hi Danger Dave. Hi Prince. 2 hours of stim would be poggers. Hi Kieran. Will we have a good nap? I finished the fan art. I have not seen it yet. I'll have to check it out. Trazin the Infinite is a Warhammer 40K character. Very, very, very old. Oh! Hi Space Pope. Up to you if you want a focus story or overall look first. I think I prefer a general overview and then we can get more deeper into it. Hi Matt. Hi insert creative name. Hi Mirai. Hi Kodiak. Hi Zebrios. Hello first time chatter. Hi Reaver. First time chatter. Hello newbies. Hi Arm. Hi Lance. Did I get everyone? Hi Donut Striker. Hi Corner Sheep. Hello everybody. I hope you're having a great weekend. Trazin the Infinite is Mr. Steal Your Girl. Oh, is he Mr. Steal Your Girl? That we watched last time in part 2? Oh, hi Huntail. I'm sorry I skipped you. I'm sorry. I did see you say that choke slamming people with Emma would be educational, and I agree. I agree. I might do that later. Trazin is a lot of fun. He's just flat out steals artifacts, people, and groups to fill out his archaeological exhibits. Amazing. I love it. Reaver, part 2 today, right? Hi, Twilight. Actually, Reaver, I did part 2 a couple days ago, and it just went on my YouTube channel today. So part 2 is already up on my YouTubes. I think it just went up this afternoon, like probably a couple hours ago. So today we'll be doing the timeline because I've done part 1 and part 2 of Bricky's old videos. He's Mr. Steal Your Entire Regiment and he uses them to pose for historically accurate display. He sounds amazing. I love it. He sounds like a D&D character. Sorry, I have D&D on the brain because I'm playing Pathfinder tonight. And I had to prepare. I still have to make a name for my character. Oops, I kind of forgot about that. First time playing Pathfinder. I'm excited and also very nervous. Thank you for the follow, Solid Tundra. Thank you. I hope you like Warhammer, because that'll be our focus today. Sorry for the bailing out of Elden Ring. I don't think my brain could handle that today. I'm just like, I feel like in a fog today. You ever just wake up and you're just like, bleh. I didn't sleep very well. I tried to go to bed early, but I kept waking up. Yeah, I've just been like slow to like get up and do things. Are we doing Bricky Factions Part 2? I already did Bricky Factions Part 2. It just went live on my YouTube today's. So today we're doing the updated Bricky video that just came out and the timeline by Trazin. It literally just went up like 3 hours ago, maybe, or maybe more than that, 4 hours ago. Yeah. Mostly on my working days. Well, I'm a VTuber manager, so I work from home, so most days are my working days. So I feel it's hard to know when I'm taking a day off. I usually take Sundays off. I've been kind of quiet today. Been reading my hockey book, my hockey smut. How your girlies keep on talking about the 40k stuff. I think it's so funny how Sunny started watching the Bricky videos after talking to Bricky about it, and it just like sucked all of us in. 40k to me has been a nice surprise because I love fantasy and sci-fi already. I'm a big bookworm. I also play TTRPGs like Dungeons and Dragons, 5e mostly, but I am getting into Pathfinder tonight. So this is like a natural, I feel like this is a natural progression for me. I just was put off of it at first because I assumed it was StarCraft focused, as we know why. And once I realized there was more than just like Space Marines, I was like, oh, there's a lot more to this. And it's way more grimdark than I thought. And I love grimdark, horrible, awful, tragic storylines. So this is perfect for me. How is the hockey smut? It's good. It's good. It's good. Can't complain. Did I miss the photo shoot of the throne gifts? No, I haven't done that yet. I have to get everything all together. 40k is endgame dad hobby. That's so funny. It's funny because chat was calling me Uncle Stim yesterday, and I really do feel like someone's like nerdy uncle. Warhammer 40k is like Berserk levels of tragedy, but on a galactic scale. I love it. I really do love it. I want to read books, but I don't know where to get started yet with that, so I'll have to look into that. Because I love books. I love reading. Like, I read the Warcraft books, a lot of D&D stuff. I would like to read about Warhammer books. Depends on what's caught your attention. I love the Necrons so far. I really like them. I think they are hilarious. Well, we'll see when I learn more about them. But from Bricky's videos, they kind of sounded like really super powerful old senile grandpas who are yelling at the universe to get off their lawn. And I think that's hilarious. And I love how tragic they are. Ooh, audiobooks. That's a good idea. That's a good idea, Zeb. That sounds right. Good. I'm glad I hit the nail on the head with them. They're so funny. Funny in like a sad way. I love them. I do like the orcs too, but I love orcs in general. Toxic old man robot yaoi. Wait, there's yaoi in it too? Alright. Infinite and the Divine gives you Necrons at their spiciest and smarmiest. Ooh, wait, let me write this down, chat. Hold on. Let me actually write this down so I don't forget it. Infinite and the Divine, and the Night Lords trilogy. Okay. Hell's Reach. Okay. Everything is canon in Warhammer, except for the book literally titled Space Marines. I want to also... Thanks, Prince, for being my notepad. I also want to learn about the Primarchs. I'm so intrigued about the Primarchs. The Bricky videos didn't get into it too much. Just that, like, the factions were kind of based on Primarchs. Sort of. Like the Space Marines. So I want to learn more about the individual Primarchs and their lore. I think they're super fascinating. Brutal Cunnin. It's an amazing orc book. The Primarchs all have 30k novels? Okay, hold on. You gotta explain something to me. What's the difference between 30k and 40k? Kingmaker Assassinorum? I'm writing all these down so I can research after. 10,000. Okay, I know other than 10,000 years, but I mean like from oh my god, that sounds so dumb. I meant like content wise. Like I know one is shut up, chat. I know one is older than the other. I meant like 30k the history books about the Primarchs before everything went to shit. Thank you, Zeb. I hope you don't mind I call you Zeb. If you don't like it, let me know. I'm learning new names. 30k is like the... Okay. 30k pre-Horus Age. I'm literally taking notes right now. Pre-Horus. Before things went to shit. Got it. And then 40k is the modern timeline. 40k modern timeline. I didn't expect to show up to stream and learn things. Ew, knowledge. There may be a test. I'm excited to learn about the Primarchs and like the drama, the juicy drama between them. Wonder when we'll get to 50k. It's still being updated, right? Hi, Peanuts. Do they ever like I guess it's like D&D, like that's just constantly being updated and like new settings and things being added, I'm assuming. $50k will just be the Tyranids one. Galaxy Dead. Oh yeah, we did learn that we are possibly surrounded by Tyranids in the part 2 Bricky videos. I have a harder time keeping all of the Space Marines straight in my mind than I do, I don't know, what's the other one called? The Chaos Gods? I have to probably rewatch part 1. Actually, we'll probably learn again in Berkey's updated video. But I have a harder time keeping all the different Space Marines separated. Because they're all kind of similar. I've been into this for decades and I still need to mentally separate Iron Hands, Iron Warriors, and Imperial Fist. Like, I forgot the names of most of them. Like, I know, like, the Battle Nuns. And, like, all the different Space Marines. And, like, the Custodes. I remember them, but... I need, like... Wait, do they have, like, This is probably a dumb question. Do they have, like, hardcover books like, Wizards of the Coast has? Like, what's it called? Like a monster guide, but like a guide to the classes? Or not the classes, the factions? That might be really helpful to have on hand. Like a DM's guide, I guess, or like an info guide. Yes, many? Codices. Codices? Not in the way you're thinking. It's not like a player's handbook where it's like, these are the blah blah blahs, and they do blah blah blah, and they believe blah blah blah. That's what I'm looking for. Codex that change all the time. Oh. So is Warhammer 40k kind of like D&D where there's different editions? Like first edition, second edition, fifth edition that keeps getting updated and you have to buy the new book for it? Or is it kind of like stay the same? Oh, you're on 10th edition. Holy, okay. 10th edition is current. Okay. Wow, that's like double D&D. I'm sorry I keep comparing it to D&D, but that's how like my brain remembers things, is if I can attach it to something I'm familiar with, kind of. Codex is sort of here are these factions units and what their stats and abilities are, and some minor lore bits. Okay. Yeah, we don't count 4th edition D&D. I've never played 4th edition. Hi, Latios. How often do they do new editions? How long has Warhammer 40k been a thing? I should look that up. I don't actually know. Is it older than D&D? Since the 80s? So about they're similar then. Wasn't D&D around in the 80s? Cause I remember the whole satanic panic thing. Did that happen to Warhammer too? Oh, they thought you were like worshipping the devil if you played Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, that's cool. They're so similar. That's great that they're both going still. I feel like I'm a dad now. I feel like I've upgraded to dad status. The rulebooks are pretty much only good for the lore now. They update the rules every few months. Every few months? Some rule books that were only released a short while ago are almost completely inaccurate. Wow, why do they update it so much? That sounds kind of annoying. You have to keep... Unless, can you just, like, agree to play with, like, an old rule set and everyone's on the same page? Otherwise, you'd have to really be on top of it if you're, like, currently playing. They had a satanic panic thing about bloodthirsters of Khorne. Oh, Khorne. He's like that, a chaos god. Oh, the balance is rough. I feel like it would be rough. I was wondering about that. Because you have such huge armies. It would be really hard to balance it properly. I don't know anything about the rules, so I'm talking completely out of my ass right now. But like looking at that table and all the armies, I'm like, how does this work? Like, how could this possibly work? With all these things on the board and all these things happening. There's tournaments. Oh my god, there's tournaments? There's a competitive side to this? I did not know that. It's balanced to sell models mostly. That makes sense. That makes sense. The tournaments are super sweaty. Oh my god, how long does a wait. How long does like a normal match last? Like a game? Like I feel like tournaments must last a long time. But I don't have any concept of like the actual play of it. Literally sweaty. Only 2 to 4 hours? Oh, I was expecting like a whole day. Oh, I see. 3+ hours for each game. That makes more sense. That's kind of what I was figuring. Usually 3 days for like the whole tournament for big ones. I really want to paint miniatures. I want to make little Necrons. I feel like that would be fun. I like painting miniatures, even though I'm really bad at it. I watched like some videos of Matthew Mercer. Wait, was it Matthew Mercer? I think it was Critical Role that had a miniature painting series at some point. And I remember watching it and learning. Necrons are best and easy to paint. They're so cool. I love them. Most are 2,000 point armies. Very occasionally they have apocalypse games that are like 10k points. Are these tournaments broadcasted? I kind of want to watch one. I find the best way to learn a game is to watch people play it though. I did that when I was learning Yu-Gi-Oh! I watched a lot of YCS's. There's ones going on right now. Is there? Necrons aren't hard to paint unless you want to do glow effects. I'm a Necron guy. Yeah, Necrons! Let's go! Some people do lore, some people paint, some people play the video games, others play the tabletop. There's no wrong way to enjoy the hobby. I remember getting mad that my local game store only had Warhammer 40k and didn't have D&D. And now I'm learning about Warhammer 40k and I'm like, I get it now. It's a really small store in a small town. So they were catering to the 40k group that was like present, I guess. Necrons have been getting the best books and lore recently. Yay! Oh, I picked a good faction to get into. Hearing that is wild. Why? My local game store, like, primarily just had Warhammer 40k. And I remember asking them, they had, like, the player's handbook for D&D 5e. And I remember asking them if they would get, like, D&D stuff in, and they're like, well, we have a dedicated Warhammer group here, so we'll cater to Warhammer. And I was like, I'm not learning Warhammer. Now here I am. Here I am learning Warhammer. On a Henry Cavill type vibe. Hi, Moot. Yeah, mine has a huge Warhammer section. And it was expensive. I remember looking at Warhammer and being like, ooh, that's expensive. Even the paint alone was expensive. If you want to watch a less sweaty set of games, there's a channel called Play on Tabletop that has a lot of games regularly posted. Oh, interesting. Let me write that down. Play on Tabletop. Full tabletop hobby, you're gonna spend a lot of money. I don't have anyone to play with it. Wait, can you play online? With like, probably not. I was gonna say with like a webcam setup. Like remote, like how Yu-Gi-Oh has remote duels. Can you do like remote army battles? Tabletop simulator. Oh. Tabletop simulator has it. That might be a fun thing we can check out together, chat. You can help me learn. It's a shame they haven't really made a good video game analog to the tabletop. Yeah, actually. Oh, Bricky plays Necrons? Glitchstars plays 40k. You know what I love about this? Glitchstars getting into 40k? Is I really like how each of us have like our own favorites. It's kind of cool that I think that's like the sign of a good game is where not everyone just picks like the most meta class or the most like best faction. Like they appeal to all different people. So we can kind of just play what we like and it's like valid. Every friend group needs an orc player. Who's our orc player in Glitch Stars? Do you guys know? Having a built-in play group sounds amazing. That would be so fun. Bricky plays Night Lords. Are they never good? I was wondering, who does Miwa like? What do you mean the Fisters? I like the Necrons. I know Leah likes Adeptus Mechanicus. Sunny likes Salamanders. Who does Miwa like? The yellow ones. The Imperial Fists. Okay, I don't remember who that is already. Did I not learn about that? Imperial Fists. Did I? Oh! They're one of the Marines. Why does she like the Imperial Fists? They're the defensive ones. Oh, they're dropping a new model of them. Okay. That makes sense. They're getting an upgrade. They're getting an update. Because they're the least evil? I thought the Salamanders were the least evil. They're cool. They're not really my vibe, but they're cool. I don't traditionally play defensively. I like glass cannons. Or like super aggressive style. She thinks they're basically playing Minecraft. That's so funny. That's so cute. They're like the little Minecrafters. The builders. The worker bees. Oh, they're like the Marine style. Yes, sir! Thank you, sir! You'd like Eldar and Dark Eldar? I do remember Bricky saying that they were the, most powerful, but also most squishy. But I can't get behind the Eldar lore. They're just too... I hate to say it. They're just too evil for me. Which is funny, because people say the Necrons are really evil, but I don't know. They're a little too freaky for me. I can't get behind it. Like the living furniture thing, I can't look at them the same. And I like it freaky. I like it freaky. But the Eldar, it's a little too freaky for me. Necrons are good guys? Well, I know like everyone's kind of a bad guy, but like I guess the Necron are kind of like the lesser of a bad guy in a way. Dark Eldar are too freaky for anyone, even the Dark Eldar. Exactly. Craft World Eldar aren't as freaky. You're thinking, I am thinking Dark Eldar, yeah. Wasn't the Craft World Eldar the ones that like served Slanesh though? So that they wouldn't lose their souls to Slanesh? Oh, that's the Dark Eldar. Okay. I don't remember what the Craft World ones were then. They're the ones that dipped. Oh, they're like, it's getting a little too freaky for us here. We're out. Those guys. Oh my god! Whew! Yeah. Whoa! Awooga! Awooga, wooga, wooga. I forgot that was my sub alert. I'm so sorry. I was playing around with sub alerts. I'm sorry. Thank you for the Prime, Solid Tundra. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you using your Prime on me. Craft World are generic, annoying, holier than thou elves. Oh, that makes sense. I'm familiar with the holier, annoying, supremist elves. I'm familiar with that trope. Can we keep it? No, I'll be changing the sub alert sound back. Oh, Pedro doesn't play. It's because I don't have all my alerts on because we're going to be watching React soon. Can a mod refund Kieran? I'm sorry, I don't have my alerts set up because I didn't want them going off during the React. Thanks, Prince. Yanari. Is that the new? Oh, isn't there a new faction? Someone was saying in Bricky's updated video. Oh, I haven't checked out the fan art yet, Kieran. I'll check that out after stream. Leagues of Votan. That sounds cool. Space dwarves! Oh! That is something I noticed. Dwarves were not present in any of the Warhammer stuff until, like, recently, I guess. That's surprising. Usually they have, like, representation of all the traditional races in fantasy. AI space dwarves? Are they like robot dwarves, kind of? The Yanari are trying to make a new god, and they're weirdly insistent on helping humanity. I wonder why. What are they up to? They used to ban us for talking about them? What? Clone dwarves made by AI. They sound kind of cool. They remind me of the dwarves that were... the dwarves and gnomes from Old War from WoW. Even though it's not the same thing. Votan basically made an AI afterlife. Whoa, that sounds cool! An AI afterlife? That sounds cool. Every time a clone dwarf dies, they upload their memories to the AI, slowly destroying it and making it more unstable. Oh, so they're... Why are they doing... Okay, I have to learn about them. I like the sound of that. That sounds really cool, actually. Hi, Sammy! Hope you're having a happy Saturday. We should probably get watching videos, though. I've been yapping for a while now. The space dwarves weren't selling well, and they weren't hitting right, so they phased out the squats. They were called the squats? They became a meme, and GW used to ban us from forums because they got sick of us trolling. Oh my god, that's so funny. They became such a meme that they tried banning it. Oh, that's funny. Yep. I have Pathfinder tonight, though, so I can't stream too long, because I, wait, it's 5 here? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 4 hours until Pathfinder. It's my first time playing, so I should probably prepare. Because, I still haven't picked a name or, like, looked at my stuff since I built the character. Whoopsie. Not the time limit! I know, I cut stream time too close. I was not feeling great, so I laid in bed. And bed rotted for, like, an extra 2 hours. Oops. Oopsies! Okay, we're going to start with... timeline of the 40k universe, and then we'll watch every single Warhammer faction re-explained part 1. Oh, is he gonna make a part 2 to this as well? Interesting. Okay, cool. It's like Warhammer's having a VTuber resurgence or something. Pretty solid Warhammer RPGs. Toss a listen to the Discord, but can repost them. Oh yes, please repost them if you're in my Discord. I can get a mod to make sure I see it. Okay. Let's start. Space Marine 2, Bricky, and Luton have been getting a lot of people into it. It's cool. Oh yeah, there was a new Space Marine game. Can't wait to hear how your Pathfinder session went. So my brother is the DM. He's played Pathfinder before, but I haven't. And he's like, well, let's hope your character doesn't die at the first, like, combat encounter. And I'm like, what? Why would my character die in the first combat encounter? We're level 1. And he's like, well, it's a bit more dangerous than D&D 5e is, so it's a bit more of a learning curve. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see. Hi, Force. I got recommended your Warhammer vids and I see you're live reacting to 40k. Let's go. Yeah, we're gonna learn the timeline. It's easy, just find the path. I'm not good at directions, chat. Okay. Thank you for the follow, DB the Half Dragon. Let's watch the timeline quick. Timeline of the 40k universe by Trazyn the Infinite. The male urge to hold a last stand line with your brothers. I'm gonna turn off before I forget. Channel point redeems. Had the DM one-shot my character in the first 5 minutes of Pathfinder? Seriously? Oh man, that's probably gonna happen to me. I have really bad luck with tabletops. I do. I have really bad luck with TTRPGs. I always get like petrified or some shit. Okay. Don't mind me, I'm just turning off some of the redeems so it doesn't alert during the react. Because I want to learn, and you may be quizzed on this at the end, chat. Or you may quiz me, actually. You'll probably quiz me, actually. I don't want to turn channel points off, because I still want you guys to be able to get channel points. I'm just going to turn off the loud redeems. That leaves just hydrate. Alright, okay, cool. We'll just do hydrate. Half the monsters have little ability boxes that essentially read, activate this ability when your players piss you off. Are you serious? Man, I'm a little nervous. Pathfinder is way more complicated than D&D. When we were making my character, like my brother helped me make it, and I was confused about what was happening. I was confused. And let's go to the React screen. Ta-da! Ta-da-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta! I'll make my big ol' self smaller so I don't get in the way of the good stuff. I'm excited! Yay! Movie time! Movie time! You just finished watching part 2? Yay! I have to say I've been really pleasantly surprised by the feedback on the reacts. I was really nervous to react publicly because I didn't want to get hate comments, but everyone has been really nice in the Warhammer community. So if you sent me a nice comment on YouTube, thank you. That gave me a little more confidence to be able to do this kind of stuff with my community. Thank you for the hydrate, Dave. Okay. Are we ready? Let me know how the sound is. And if I have to turn it up or not. Warrior Tier presents. Narrated by Matthew J. Plum.
My life's work. My museum. Our gallery. Within these halls sits the galaxy's most comprehensive collection.
Alright, first off, this guy's voice is great. This is like... Is he gonna narrate the whole thing? Because he sounds great. I feel like I'm watching National Geographics or something. And it's like a movie. And also, I'm thinking this is Necron related because it's got the Scully guy. David Attenborough sounding ass. Yeah, he sounds great. I put the play on tabletop vid in the Discord. Thank you, Donut. Let me know how the sound is, if the video is too loud or not.
Of artifacts in existence. I have spent my long years cataloging the entire culture of all the beings I could, from the dawn of time to the present day. Within these halls are libraries containing the last known words of countless races who have been cast to the harsh, uncaring winds of time. Truth be told, there are more galleries in my museum than a mortal could wish to visit in several lifetimes.
It's narrated by Trazyn, the character, the most base. Oh, that's who you. Okay, that's who you meant. When I was reading narrated by Trazyn, I thought that was a content creator. I thought that was who was doing the video, but it's an actual character. It's a Necron character. I see. It's from the perspective of Mr. Steal Your Girl. Oh, Trazyn is my favorite character. Oh, okay, so this is Trazyn. He's Mr. Steal Your Girl and Steal Your Artifacts. The Necron do have some aura. I love everything about them. I love their aesthetic. I love what I know about their lore. I love how, like, jaded and, like, ill-tempered they are, but, like, also kind of, like, just doing their own thing and watching things happen. I just love them. I feel like I would be a Necron.
Each hall is dedicated to a great empire and their achievements, but also their faults and inevitable demise. The history of the universe is filled with such empires, their names forever carved on the steel of time. There are others who accomplished little with their gift of life, their existences being short, painful, blighted tales. The tales of history are only reserved for those who earn the right to write them. I will show the halls of my library to guide you on the story of all of time. As we start from the dawn of all existence.
Why are you looking at me like that? He's so seductive with it. Trazyn is hilarious. There's a sacred bell that he saw that suddenly started ringing. He got pissed off and thrown it into the Webway just to troll the Dark Eldar. I love it. He is kind of slutty with it. Alright, Trazyn. Got his bro bussy out. Look, we're not here to judge. The history of the universe. As told by Trazyn the Infinite.
Density, temperature, a singularity, initiating the expansion. Primordial gas and cosmic dust sent into eternity to become everything we know or ever will.
This really deadass starts at the start of the universe? Wow. This is like this is where we came from. The Big Bang.
Gravity is the key to it all. Gravity birthed the stars.
Oh.
It connects the galaxies, guiding them in motion to their inevitable orbits. That haunting cosmic ballet played out over infinite millennia, forever churning in the restless flow of time, locked in the embrace of gravitational unity. Vast ages of time pass. Ancient evolution forms in the stars. Gravity guides worlds beyond count into existence. As the stars collapsed and more were driven into the infinite, the impossible happened.
Ooh.
The first true life in the universe emerged, victorious.
Who is it?
In an arms race of evolutionary barbarism.
Who is the first race in the universe? Me explaining 40K to anyone. So, it all started with the Big Bang. I didn't realize he was starting from the very beginning. I thought he was starting from the beginning of, like, the Necrons. Okay, I'll keep watching.
I suppose I should introduce the Immaterium, the Sea of Souls, the Ether. It has many names. However, it is generally referred to as the the warp, an alternate dimension that has existed as long as the universe itself, made up of pure psychic energy and raw emotions. The warp is endless, unpredictable, and terribly dangerous to those who cannot harness its power. The first conscious life was the star vampires.
What?
Self-aware entities that appeared in the void between nowhere and nothing.
Whoa!
Beings of great power that consumed the energies of stars, feeding on the life force of the planets themselves. These parasites do not differ from any life in the universe. All life desires the same outcome: energy consumption and safety for their offspring. They would, with time, be known as the Catan.
Oh!
The cursed reptilian Old Ones scraped their primal forms onto the shores of worlds, long dead before even we Necrons evolved.
Oh my god, they're cool! This is the Catan? Wow! Wait, isn't the Catan the one that enslaved the Necrons? Anyways, they're cool. I didn't realize they're reptiles. Oh, that's an old one. That's an old one. Oh, they're cool! They're really cool. I love how large everything is in Warhammer. I just love how large everything is.
To stand upright. The first true sentient beings to cross the vast reaches of the galaxy. They were the first to climb the long trail of evolution and self-awareness. Their ceaseless advances placed them at the top of the pyramid in this galaxy. They traveled through the stars like dust travels on the breeze.
Okay, so the Catan were the guys in robes. I'm thinking back to the guys with like the six-packs from Bricky's video. And then the old ones are space frogs. Okay. I kind of fuck with space frogs. I mean, they look really cool.
And even built what younger races would call the webway. Through the webway, the Old Ones seeded life on hundreds of worlds. In their wake, they birthed countless untold species and cultures. Life was cruel to our species.
Okay.
I need not tell you that. Evolving upon a cursed world, falling victim to the scorching heat of our nearest star, withering our bodies and lives. Our suffering evolved our culture and history. We built our empire despite the struggle and endless pain.
Oh.
We were worthy of the gifts the stars had shown to the others. Our leaders met with the Old Ones. We begged for the cure to death, to show us the secrets of immortality. They refused us, refused our desire for life. And in their ignorance, they doomed themselves. There was no choice for us. We waged war against the tyrants. Countless generations ground to powder beneath the heel of the greedy and the vicious.
They're giving me, this is totally random, but these little spaceship things, they're giving me strong Illidan vibes. So they went to the old gods, old ones, and we're like, can you make us immortal like you? Because our whole life is pain and suffering because we're like radiated to death. And they're like, nah. And they're like, all right, bet. So then they went to the Catan and they're like, hey, can you make us immortal? And by doing that, the old ones kind of sealed their own fate. If they would have just helped, the Necrons, you know, maybe this never would have happened, but at the same time, why would they help the Necrons? To them, the Necrons are probably like nothing, right? They were puny. They were just another culture, race that was born. They were radiated to the point that the genetic damage was permanent. There's a fan theory the Old Ones created humanity and the Emperor is the soul of an Old One in human form. What? Alright, let's watch the battle croissants.
Even with our unified empire, even with the might of countless worlds and millions of genius warsmiths, the strength of our dynasties was not enough to defeat the Old Ones. The war was lost. The greatest defeat being that we were still cursed to weak, frail lives. The Old Ones banished us to the edges of the galaxy. They forced us into exile on our home world.
Oh, rough.
It was then that the Catan came with their offer.
See what I'm saying? The Catan are the guys with the six-packs. The Catan, for some reason, are these guys. That's all I'm saying.
Ancient beings of the cosmos had appeared. They came as gods, promising the gifts we desperately sought. We were all fools to...
This is also toxic yaoi. To be fair, 95% of the people in 40k have six-packs. I mean, if all you know is like a war and death, I would bet that you want to be pretty fit so you can try and survive. They have living metal bodies that they can form into will. Oh, well, I mean, okay. If I could change my body at will, I would also have a six-pack or a 16-pack. That makes sense. Or a stim pack, if you will.
Believe them. After the agreements were signed, our people were put in chains and marched into the furnaces. As our flesh and blood was ripped from our bodies, we became the machine. We were betrayed. The Catan. Those traitorous sun-eating dogs feasted on the souls of a whole race, an entire culture. How tragic, then, that the ambassador for the Catan was named the Deceiver, but our translators misunderstood and believed its name was the Messenger. The God War, the breaking of the void, the war in heaven. 5 million years of hate and flame.
That's what you get when you trust a guy named the Deceiver? Oof. Oof. So they went to the Catan for help, and the Catan were like, we'll help you. And they're like, cool. And then they're like, just kidding, we're gonna eat your souls and make you our robot army. Someone messed up. That's a big F up.
The Old Ones were driven back by the combined force of the Catan and us, their steel slaves. Wherever we Necron tread, life fades like a distant spark in a cold night.
Okay, they look so cool though. Like, I know that really sucks. They ripped their like flesh and bones off and they became like slaves and they had like metal poured on them, but they look really cool. Like, I know it sucks, but like, look at that. They're badass now. They're really cool. They're really cool. And immortal now? I mean, kind of worked out somehow.
The Old Ones, those fools, they grew desperate, creating the Eldar to help them in their losing war. A race of decadent, hedonistic artists to fight steel gods.
Oh!
Fools. They created the fierce Krork, a species that thrives on war and the desire for war.
Oh! That's where they came from. This is where orcs came from. And that's where Eldar and Dark Eldars came from the old gods, old ones. Okay.
Little did they know of the plague they were creating. And on a small habitable world, it was said that they also seeded baseline primate life.
Seeded?
As the last defense strongholds are on the verge of collapse, after we have flayed the minds and spirits of countless Old Ones, they formed their last doomed battle line. As the Old Ones were pushed into oblivion, Zarek, the Silent King, led our armies against our slave masters. We turned on the Catan. The Catan were weakened by the war against the Old Ones and the threats of the Eldari and Krork armies. The Catan were shattered, defeated and placed in our stasis chambers, made to watch from containment as the race they sought to enslave freed themselves.
Yay!
The mighty Catan were not much more than prisoners, forced to watch us live on despite their evil desire.
Whoa! That's so cool! They captured them in little balls? And they're like, hee hee hee, now watch us take over. But I'm like kind of wondering, because aren't the Catan basically like portrayed as like demigods or something? How could the Necrons be powerful enough to contain them? They're actual gods. Okay, like how can the Necrons win? If you're an actual god, can't you just like use your powers to be like, you don't exist anymore or something? That's how technologically powerful the Necrons are? They can't die, but they can be broken into pieces? Oh. I can't prime on mobile, so I guess I just won't eat today. Oh, Zach! Silver technology is a better magic. Oh, I see. So then were the Korks and the Eldars also going against the Catan all at the same time, and they just got like beaten down in like a war of attrition, basically, until they were able to split them into parts and lock them away. So they're technically not dead or defeated. Well, I guess they're defeated, but I see. The technology of the Necrons was beyond anything else in the galaxy. I'm kind of surprised, though, that the Catan let them get that technologically advanced. If they were, like, their overseers or their overlords, technically, wouldn't they be like, you guys are getting a little too powerful here. We're just gonna, like, take it down a notch? But they just let them get away with it until they turned it on their masters? The Catan fell for their... that makes sense. They were cocky. I see. That makes sense. That makes sense for God to be like, we're not worried about them until all of a sudden they're like, oh, shit. Uh-oh, we hacked up. Uh-oh. This is a problem, guys. Hubris is the biggest threat in the 40k universe. Literally me playing World of Warcraft hardcore mode. I got this. It's fine. Dies. Yeah, I was feeling a little bit sick today, Halo, but we're pushing through to do some educational stuff.
Weakened from the wars, we face the new threats of the multiple upstart races. The Eldari, the Krork, and so many more. The Silent King decided our fate. We were to wait in silence as our armies rebuilt. We need not fear time like our puny carbon-based enemies. It is during this time the Eldari developed their technology at an exponential rate, becoming the dominant force in the universe.
Oh.
It seemed they had advanced their species to immortality. But how long could they sustain their own desires?
Oh, they made themselves immortal? I didn't realize that. Wow. So while the Necrons are just kind of like recovering, the Eldari are just going ham, advancing super fast, and then, well, we all know what happened to them, but... The Catan there is one whole Catan who wasn't shattered and he left the galaxy, so he's just out there?
I admit, I am partial to the Eldari. Their great works are unrivaled. Their ability to will a world into being is haunting. We must speak about the so-called human element.
It's us! It's us! It's baby us! Look at us, look how cute we are. Compare us to the Necrons and the Eldari. Woo! Go humans! Just an example, the Necrons have an object called the Celestial Ori. It's a real-time updated galaxy map. They can touch a star and make it go supernova. This was considered one of their weakest weapons? Zarek had the more destructive ones disabled when they went to sleep. Oh, so they like disabled all their nukes when they went into hibernation? Amazing.
As their empires take up many halls of my museum, though sometimes unhinged and unpredictable, they are interesting and present true promise for us. We will cover much of their history, difficult as it is with the conflicting dates set by the Imperium itself. But no matter, we will account their records from our own sources. Imperial records will be our guide, or should I say, those Imperial records which I have procured will be our guide. I always found them to be of great amusement. They had...
I feel like the Imperial records have to be like straight propaganda. I doubt that they're like actually accurate. They're just like rewriting history to be how they want it to be.
begun on a small class 54415 planet, on the edge of the galactic arm of the Milky Way. They had first crawled from the primordial ooze as advanced water-based life. To think that glorified fish now wrap the galaxy in an iron fist is enough to burn my central processors to solder. However, as we slept, these fish people became baseline primates, class 4 beings. For much of their early existence, the primitives accomplished little. It was their use of tools that separated them from the other animals of creation. From the first moment a cave-dwelling savage struck a porcine variant with a rock, it was all over. Slowly, they invented pottery and the bringer of security, that is fire.
Yay, hitting things with rocks and making fire. That's us. That's our contribution to society. Woohoo! Let's go rock throwing. We started as fish, we turned into primates, and then we became humanoids. That is quite the journey.
It was then that the warp entities had emerged from the void, the first knowledge of the immaterium. The damage from our wars against gods had ripped wounds in the universe. From these wounds came the apparent gods, extremely powerful creatures that bask in the souls of the dead, growing ever in power. The mortals referred to the beings as the Chaos Gods.
Ah, the Chaos Gods.
They were named Khorne, Tzeentch, and Nurgle. What are three more pathetic void beings against the might of this galaxy?
Did he just call the Chaos Gods pathetic? Okay. Go off. That's a crazy statement.
We have killed greater beings before.
Wow. So the Catan were greater than the Chaos Gods? Damn. Bro has seen worse. I mean, I guess he saw the rise and fall of his people being like enslaved. Wait. Is he that old that he was there for all of it? Trazyn? Yes. Wow. He's lived a life then. The power level is up to debate. I love how he talks about them. I love how it's written from his perspective. So he's technically a unreliable narrator. All Necrons are that old? So, oh wait. Do Necrons not have babies then? All the Necrons are just the ones from back then? They haven't reproduced? I wonder how that works. They don't have new Necrons? Only the ones that existed during biotransference? Thank you for the 2 months, Crumman! Guess I'll have a lot to note down today. We are taking notes today. We are learning. Wow, they are a limited quantity. No new Necrons. An actual Broomer. Okay.
We may have to do so again. It is at this point that the Aldari learned the secrets of the webway and continued their dominance of the stars.
Ooh.
The Imperial myth concerning the birth of their God Emperor is as follows.
I want to hear his thoughts on the God Emperor.
Seeing the inevitable fate of humanity to be consumed by the Chaos Gods, a group of humanist shamans, banded together to stop this future. They had devised a plan to save their species from the thirsting gods committing ritualized mass self-annihilation. As the shamans died and their souls entered the warp, the power of the souls overwhelmed the beings that inhabited that dead void. The soul of their soon-to-be emperor was birthed and made manifest in his physical form.
That's the emperor? What the? Huh?
I must add here, this is perhaps one of my favorite twists of fate in all of history. Deep within a black stone complex, which crashed on Mars before the rise of humanity, is the Noctis Labyrinth.
Okay.
Within walls built 65 million years ago by us, lies the ancient Void Dragon. Imperial myth tells us that it is believed that the Emperor conquered this dragon on Terra. After this defeat, it was imprisoned beneath Mars for all time. Little do they know, those red-robed clicking iron princes, that their Void Dragon is a Catan let loose by corrupted slumber codes.
I love this so much. I love hearing the history through Trazyn. He's just so like, ha 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 ha, you dummies. He's like, I know everything, you dummies. He just looks down on them. It makes it so much more interesting. So the machine god is a Catan. That's so funny. So that is who the Adeptus Mechanicus worship? It's not even a whole Catan, just a shard. That's amazing. As well as the Emperor. Not full, so all of this is just like based on different narratives, right? Nothing's been confirmed. But you can choose to believe this.
I wonder how they would react to the news that its real name is the Eater of Knowledge.
Ooh.
The humans began their empire on Terra. Their grasp of technology is slow. They spend much of their time throwing sharpened tree pieces at each other. Terra had a multitude of cultures, each one's god more important than the other.
Yep.
It was during this time that the Chaos Gods had fully awakened. With the abundance of new souls, the Chaos Gods had grown stronger. One human myth is that these events in their early years manifested the gods. Khorne was born in the charnel pits of millions of dead humans. Nurgle vomited into the universe in the wake of the vast catalogue of their illnesses. And Tzeentch during the artistic awakening periods of each unique Terran culture.
Oh.
How arrogant to think that the universe would notice their tiny conflicts. Humans had conquered their homeworld. They had experimented with the possibilities of travel through the Immaterium, still unsure of how to harness its power for space travel. They had developed primitive spacefaring capabilities.
I love him. He talks about them like they're children. SpaceX. He's like, what primitive space travel these guys have. Like little children. He's like, they're so funny thinking that they like anyone cares about them. It's so funny thinking mankind literally has done anything worthwhile with their lives.
And set off to terraform their solar system. They have always been amusing creatures, thinking themselves masters of the cosmos, even back when fire was their most advanced achievement.
So this is obviously back before humankind knew there were other things in the universe, in the galaxy. If they thought that they were like on the cutting edge of like space travel. Wait, is this like us? Oh my god, is this us? Are we gonna find Necrons one day? Oh my god. This is literally us right now. It's like watching a toddler stumble over themselves. He's like a grandfather smiling at it all. Oh my god. What if we get into space and we discover Necrons and Eldar? I'm scared.
In essence, they are simple jellyfish, a travesty of nerves that stems from an inferior brain, piloting a suit of bone, wrapped in decaying meat.
Ew.
It is their arrogance that I enjoy so much. They were never meant for the stars, yet they do all to conquer each parsec. They fight amongst themselves more than any enemy. Tranquility makes them squirm.
True.
They lived for war.
True. War never changes.
The humans build colonies throughout their nearest worlds, a slow process due to their primitive spacecraft. They continue to do what they do best, build and breed.
Build and breed and kill each other. That's us humans. We like to build things, we like to break things, and we like to fuck. Basically, like, he's not wrong. Hell yeah, brother.
Worlds are terraformed and colonized. Sublight travel was their archaic way of colonization, each colony drifting farther from the home world of Terra. Overexpansion resulted in loss of communication. It was only a matter of time before this formula would collapse into bedlam and chaos. As the years drifted on, countless interstellar empires emerged, trading throughout the galaxies. Most of these supposed empires bore me. They prosper for such short spans of time. One does not even need to remember their futile existence.
They're not important.
The humans furthered their grasp on nature, bending any resources they could find to their greed. Colonies stretched into the vast reaches of solar systems, overextending their empire. The myths of the Emperor continue to grow. It is said the Emperor arrived on Molech and found a portal into the Immaterium.
Do we have a confirmed history on the Emperor? There's all these stories on things the Emperor did. Do we have anything confirmed about what he actually did? No, never will. Interesting. He's just a dude that showed up. He's like been here this whole time. I forgot the Emperor was like thousands and thousands and thousands of years old. Huh, okay.
A deal was made with the Chaos Gods for the gift of knowledge of warpcraft, allowing the Emperor to create the Primarchs.
Oh! He made a deal with the Chaos Gods to get warp travel? And that made the Primarchs. Oh, I'm speaking heresy? Just found your YouTube video of part 2. Sorry I'm late for this one. Oh, thank you for watching my YouTube videos. We're doing a deep dive on the timeline today. Supposedly. Everything supposedly. Okay. Just put allegedly in front of the entire video. That is true. Trazyn is an unreliable narrative, even though he's hilarious and I love him. This is all alleged.
The Eldar Empire had grown into the most advanced civilization in the universe.
Oh, wait. One more note. The Necrons are hibernating this entire time this is happening? I'm assuming? Because he's talking about, like, the Eldar being the most advanced now. So they were just, you know, advancing, doing their thing while the Necrons were hibernating. They are, except for Trazyn. So he's been like this little scholar taking notes on everything while the rest of his people are sleeping. Ah, okay. That's interesting. So he's just watching all of this happen. He's like, I got nothing better to do. It's like a little game for him. That's true. Someone's got to tell people what happened when they wake up. Oh, yes, and Trazyn has the giant museums of all the shit that he stole from everyone. Okay. I love him.
They had achieved the apex of technology, creating their own desires from will alone.
Whoa!
Lesser races proved no threat to their domination of the stars. The human gene saw an evolutionary jump. There were sudden appearances of psychers, as they call them. Cursed individuals who can draw power from the immaterium. Humans who developed the navigator gene allowed the first human navigators to make the passage through the warp. The great navigator bloodlines controlled warp travel. The humans continued to explore and colonize all that they found. Treaties were signed with dozens of xeno races. It was truly a golden age for humanity.
Until?
Technology often gets the better of the primitive species that craft it. The promises of comfort and ease of existence has led to the downfall of dozens of species. It was then that man's greatest creations, their slaves, turned on their masters in force.
Oh no, is this the robot uprising? The humans killed by our own creations? This is where they all kill AI, the Age of Strife. Ah, and then the Eldar goon too close to the sun.
The cybernetic revolt, as it was once called, started with the Men of Iron. Anarchy ripped throughout all of humanity. The golden age of humanity ended in brutality. Who knows how many billions lost their lives, or what technology was destroyed in the process. Across the stars, another empire fell to time. The Eldar had enjoyed their moment of success.
Their moment?
Technology was not their downfall. Their own desires tore them apart.
Technology was man's downfall. Gooning was the Eldar's downfall. They just wanted too much. They wanted it all. And then Slaanesh was born, right?
Sheer physical impulses and depravity broke them. Their yearning for lust and pleasure cursed their kind. The being that spawned from their depravity forever changed the course of the stars. It was then that the being known as Slaanesh came to be. The Eye of Terror that came to be from the creation of Slaanesh obliterated almost all of the Eldar. She who thirsts, as some have called Slaanesh, feasted on billions of Eldari souls. Some of the Eldari foresaw the dark future and left their homeworlds behind. The craft worlds were all that was left of them now. Vast, floating cities that are slowly fading away. As a fan of theatrical renditions of historical events, I find the performances from this era to be especially entertaining.
What? The performances from this era? Is he looking at this as if it's like for his entertainment? Oh my god. The Eldar basically destroying themselves by creating Slaanesh. He's like, well, that was a fun time. You guys remember when Slaanesh was created? That was great. Hilarious. Cinema. Necron Theater is the best. They can have plays lasting for dozens of years. That is... Oh, Trazin making react content to Eldar fiction? That's hilarious. Slaanesh is all about indulging everything in the name of excess. So basically, the Eldar got so advanced, they could will things into existence, so they got bored. And because they were bored, they started doing more and more insane things to, like, feel something, right? So that was, like, torture and bad things and, like, gooning and kinky stuff, freaky stuff. It was everything. It was good, bad, ugly, all the things. Imagine being that advanced that you don't have to do you can't do anything. You just imagine it and it exists. I can understand why they got where they got. Because you would keep chasing that. It's like an adrenaline rush. You keep chasing that because you wouldn't feel anything from the normal stuff anymore.
The humans had peaked in their scientific advances. The historical blueprints, or as they are more commonly known, the standard template constructs, became the database of all human technology.
So they're saying humans overcame the like robot AI battle and they won and they kept getting smarter while this was happening with the Eldar? Sounds like they won the robot war.
Humanity was plagued with warp storms that appeared throughout the far reaches of the galaxy. Warp travel was impossible and the colonies began to erode.
Uh-oh.
This is a difficult time for my collection. Almost all the important artifacts had been stolen by that damned Mechanicus. Ugh, if only I were awake during this time.
Oh, he wasn't awake at that time. The Mechanicus took all the good shit, he's saying. He was a little eepy guy.
The humans are easy candidates for the corruptive powers that inhabit the warp. Through the warp storms, psychic energy flowed into space. The weaker of humanity's psychers suffered from demonic possession. The human race tore itself apart.
Sounds
the Emperor
right.
of Mankind began his plans for domination. He began work on creating the gene seeds that would lead to the formation of his 20 sons, or as they are more commonly referred to, Primarchs.
Okay.
Imperial record fails to state exactly how this event occurred. It only states the Primarch embryos were scattered throughout the galaxy. All blame is laid at the feet of the Chaos Gods for this deed. But who can really say? The Emperor set out on his quest to find the missing Primarchs. My sleep was suddenly over. Myself and other High Lords awakened from our slumber.
Yay!
My initial excitement evaporated as the realization of how much time had passed. I had to continue my work. It was my duty to my dynasty to store the relics of our past. Even that miserable little pile of secrets Urakin was awakened.
Fucking Urakin. I don't know who that is, but I love the sass. They updated the lore and Primarchs being sent everywhere. Now it was their mother Urda who sent them away to stop the Emperor from being a warmonger. I like how in mankind's history, they just blame it on the Chaos Gods. They're like, probably the Chaos Gods couldn't be us. Couldn't be us. We won't take accountability for the consequences of our actions. Urakin is his bestie, but Trazyn hates him. Oh, they're frenemies? I love it so much.
However, this was not our time to reclaim our galaxy. What a time to be awake, to witness this short era of grandeur.
I like how he says, what a time to be awake, and not a what a time to be alive. Are Necrons considered alive? Are they, like, just in, like, stasis because they're kind of, like, robot-y? Urakin and Trazyn is the toxic old man robot, Yowie. They're like two old men sitting on their porches yelling obscenities at each other. They are alive, but without souls, so they're sentient. Okay. Interesting. They don't need a soul? I guess because, yeah, their souls got ripped from their bodies by the Catan, right? Huh.
This story of this era contains artifacts that are amongst my favorites in all of my museum. The warp storms that plagued mankind for over 5,000 years drifted away. The Emperor of Mankind was known as the greatest psyker in history. He united the people under his rule during the Unification Wars. He made a pact with the cult Mechanicus on Mars. He expanded the human empire while discovering his wayward sons. The blood that was spilled was that of legend. The humans had set to take hold of the galaxy, swallowing everything in their path. Unity was always their strength. Yet, they denied it at every chance they could.
That's why some of them want to return back to flesh or become something more than their machine bodies. The Necrons? Oh, they're machines with a mechanical brain full of memories, so they have data but not feelings. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this is when the Emperor was popping off. They were just like conquering everything. They essentially seek death after having been denied everything from tasting food, feeling air on their face in exchange for their immortality. They're like vampires. They're kind of like vampires. Some of them just want to die or become human again because they can't enjoy life. There's actually a virus that causes some of them to strip flesh from creatures and wear it on their bodies? The Flayer. Ew. Oh, that is interesting because, yeah, the Adeptus Mechanicus think their flesh is weak and want to become machine. But the Necrons were forcibly turned into machine, and I'm assuming some of them want to get their flesh back. Whoa, that's interesting. They're like two sides of a coin.
The Emperor was the key to their survival. He colored his legions and sent his sons to fight his wars. I witnessed such glorious battles during this period. So much occurred during these times. So much to record, to document, to preserve. The artifacts from this era are amongst some of my favorites. The Primarchs had been found and sent on their various quests for the Emperor. The Great Crusade had come to an end.
Ooh.
Humanity had become the dominant life in the universe. Imperial history recording events during these times had been subverted. So much has been altered to appease the masses, to appease the Inquisition and the religious maniacs. What is known as fact is the Emperor's favorite son, Horus, had betrayed the Emperor.
Oh, Horus, how dare you! Oh no! This is the fall of the Primarchs, right? When one Primarch with daddy issues was like, "You're not my real dad," and you took half of them and they separated. How could you, Horus? How could you?
He and half of his brothers rebelled against the Imperium, and I was there to see it play out. The Battle of Istvan III was where the treachery transpired, with blade and firearm. To see the armored warriors battle, brother against brother, it was as beautiful as it was tragic.
Whoa. I still don't know why they fought against each other. I don't think it was explained yet. Maybe Trazyn will explain it, but that might be a whole different book I have to read.
I remember being impressed by the humans. My theory of their hatred of peace was proven once again. How they loved to fight. The eternal war had begun. Above Terra, another civil war had already begun brewing. The Mechanicum split into two.
Oh?
The Red Robes believe in a being they named the Omnisire. Many believe the Emperor was not the true avatar of the machine god. Many believe that the Emperor is, in fact, the Omnisire made flesh.
Oh, man!
An epic battle.
The Mechanicus looks so cool, though. That's a crazy character. He's got, like, different skulls on different necks. Wow. That's cool.
Battle took place above what the humans had once called the Earth. The traitor sons of the Emperor invaded the human homeworld. They had come to kill the Emperor and take control of the Imperium. This was a staggering battle for beings such as humans. The final battle occurred between Horus and the Emperor after millions were killed by their blood brothers.
Whoa! What is this artwork? Holy! Look at their armor! Is that Horus in the black? With the eyes on him? Oh, that's Sanguinus down on the floor. That's the hot vampire guys. Horus killed Sanguinus? Oh. This is a crazy picture though. This is like the art. Wow. What are the eyes from? Like, why is there red eyes everywhere? Is that part of Horus's stuff? This is like the Last Supper of 40K. Wow, there is big overlap there. I'm realizing might have been inspired. That's when the Emperor lost and said, "Okay, you finna die now." The short version is that Horus Heresy was a scheme planned by the 4 Chaos God, with Zeech being the main schemer and planning to manipulate Horus and his brothers to fall into chaos. Oh, right. I kind of forgot that the Warp and the Chaos Gods mess with the humans. Because they don't mess with, like, the Necrons, but they do get in the heads of the humankind. I kind of forgot that was a thing, yeah. So it might have made Horus, like, a little bit crazy, you're saying? They might have manipulated him into fighting the Emperor? After Horus killed Sanguinus, the Emperor blasted him with his full Psyker power and destroyed his body and his soul? Damn, he, like, disintegrated him. Necrons don't have souls, so they can't be messed by a Oh. That's all. It's fallen into place for me, chat. It's starting to fall into place. Horus is one of the only beings that is truly gone. So once you get disintegrated by the Emperor, there ain't no coming back. There ain't no coming back. Okay. Absolutely dead. Never coming back character. Okay. He doesn't even have a soul anymore. He basically has never existed. Okay.
The final blows were landed by the Emperor and his favorite son.
It's always the favorite son. It's always the fucking favorite son, too. Spoiled brat. That's my opinion on it. Spoiled heckin' brat.
Horus. A clash that left the Emperor fatally wounded. It is a shame what happened. The Emperor slew Horus, who, in fairness, had it coming.
Well, I mean, in fairness, he had it coming. He's basically like, sucks to suck.
Much to my annoyance, those loyal to Horus managed to steal his remains away. How I wished to have Horus's armor in my collection.
Oh.
I have spent many centuries harvesting rumors of the remains of the arch-traitor. The fatally wounded Emperor was interred in the Golden Throne, a technological marvel from humanity's old world. Technology the Mechanicus hardly understood. This was the end of the human reign of superiority.
Ooh.
It had come to a glorious finale. The fact that I'm reasonably confident that the Golden Throne is our technology is not important.
Oh, he's saying that he thinks the Emperor's throne is Necron technology. Trazyn being a bitter nerd about not getting to have his mint condition dead as fuck horse armor. He's so bitter about it. It's basically confirmed. I guess nobody else in the galaxy had that kind of tech before. But how did they get it? Someone stole it then from the Necrons and put the Emperor on it. They sat the Emperor's ass on it and hooked him up to Necron technology. Yeah, that's true. Keeping someone alive isn't, like, artificially alive is like Necron, is a Necron thing. Ooh, there's so much drama in this. I love it.
The times following the Horus heresy were boring in comparison. Humans fell back once again into predictability. It was black or white from then on. The Loyalists gradually reclaimed the Imperium, pushing the traitor forces that aligned with the Chaos Gods back into the warp.
Oh, okay.
The 9 Loyalist Space Marine legions are divided and began their own quest throughout the galaxy. The humans desperately wanted their place at the top. As they struggled, other races grew in strength across the galaxy. The Drukhari had formed back when Slanesh the Depraved was birthed. They saw the event as inevitable and accepted their evolutionary destiny. They are a brutal race, arrogant, hedonist, and vile for the sake of nefarious.
I can't get behind the Drukhari, guys. Every time, like, they're cool, but they're brutal, man. Holy, everything about them freaks me out. They freak me out so much.
There were none in the galaxy who rivaled their cruelty. A slave in the city of Komora named Vect swore to be the ruler of the Dark City. He was ambitious and founded his own group known as the Cult of the Black Heart. With a devious plan, he betrayed the leaders of Komora and had the humans kill his enemies. With the leaders weakened, Vect took power and led the Dark Elder. What he led them towards is unknown. These beasts created nothing, they offered nothing. They reveled in suffering just as the Catan did. They are beneath our regard.
Trazyn, they are beneath us. We conquered the Catan, and they're like the Catan. They suck, basically. They just suck. Not worth worrying about. If you don't like the Drukhari, that just means you're sane. Well, thank you! Zeech wanted the Thousand Suns Legion, Slaanesh wanted the Emperor's Children, Nurgle wanted the Death Guard, and Khorne wanted the Blood Angels. But Sanguinus could not be corrupted, and so Khorne had to settle for the World Eaters. Interesting. It's not even that they're Eldar, the Necrons just hate the Eldar? If the Necrons ever woke up and united, all the races would just lose? Man, I love that. I love a super, like, powerful, overpowered character.
But have earned our disgust. The Orcs attempted to claim their position at the top of the evolutionary chain. The ancient race had swelled in numbers over the millennia. An Orc war boss known as the Beast built an impressive army that rampaged the universe. It was during this time that the Greenskins became a threat to all. I find them to be similar in some ways to the humans, warring against each other, obsessed with power.
Oh my god, look how big that orc is! What the heck? It's huge! It's like as big as their like mech guy. That's insane. The other orcs are riding that orc. Like something out of Lord of the Rings. Orcs get bigger the longer they live and the more they fight. They will grow forever. That is so cool. Oh my god. I love orcs. Orcs are really cool. And they're like a fungus, so they just keep growing. Full-blooded Krorks are much bigger than the Primarchs. Oh, that's really cool.
Obsessed with what both races call loot. Loot. What a crude word.
Loot whores. He's calling them all loot whores.
Both believe their technology to be superior to all. Another life form that idolizes the spirit of war, the Astartes, were able to stop the Green Wave, at great costs, however. A new species emerged from the dust of the cosmos. The Flesh Robotics first discovered the Tau on a distant world. The Adeptus Mechanicus ship, Land's Vision, found the primitive species. The blue creatures were simple in nature, having only learned to use simple tools and fire. Simple creatures that were of no threat, but still, their elimination was ordered as they were to be destroyed for the good of the Imperium. Before the...
Oh my god! They found the Tau and the Imperium was like, well, blow them up. They're not worth having life. Blow them up. Genocide of the Tau. I'm guessing ordered by an Inquisitor. They're the ones who blow up planets, right?
The planet.
Oh, they destroy all Xenos races. I forgot about that. Welcome to the Imperium. I forgot about that tiny little detail where they hate everybody else.
It could be annihilated. It was surrounded by a violent warp storm. The wars soon to take place changed the fate of their world. The Imperium abandoned their plans for colonization and left the species to their fate. I am sure the Imperium uses this story to drive their agendas. The Tau were able to unite under one banner. They claimed to stand for the cause of the greater good. a seemingly effective form of governance. As the centuries passed, the Tau built their empire, diving into different castes. You may encounter them. They will speak of all these castes.
Okay.
Bar 1, the Ethereals. These ruling beings are conveniently forgotten about in the Tau propaganda. These faceless elites are the true ruling class of the Tau. The Fire caste are the fist used to quell rebellion.
It's giving strong Star Wars vibes. Real strong, like Star Trooper, android, mech, Star War vibes. Enjoy that cursed association you can never get rid of. Or the Covenant from Halo. Oh, okay, I see that. I can see that.
The Earth caste show off their medical capabilities to lowly serfs. The Air caste blockade worlds and offer free transports. And of course, the Water caste, those silver-tongued diplomats. They promise so much to anyone with the oral receptors to hear. These upstart fledgling fools must learn to tread carefully. They do not have the ability to confront the Imperium that they berate. Only Father Time will tell whether these masters of masquerade will live or die.
Yeah, they're kind of like an anomaly. Or not an anomaly, they're kind of an unknown at this point. Because they're so much younger than everyone else, so... Basically, they just have to mind their own business so they don't get wiped out by someone who's having a bad day.
Another rise in power for the awful orcs. Centuries of crusading had weakened the Imperium. Humanity teetered on the verge of collapse. The orc invasions were relentless. Even worse, the more the orcs suffered, the more they grew.
Oh.
Countless star systems fell to the green wave.
Whoa.
It is their chaotic nature that holds them back from remaining atop their evolutionary chain. A culture predicated on the desire to be bigger and stronger than the rest.
The orcs are so heckin' cool, guys. Like, look at them. Look at that gun. That's giant. That's so cool. He's basically saying that they're too impulsive and reckless to actually be much of a top threat. They could be if they planned a little, but they just go da 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 da. The War of the Beast goes crazy. They're so cool.
West can only go so far without true governance. Even with their simplicity, the damage they caused almost destroyed the humans. It was not our time to rise. Our armies were set to awake at a later date. However, our tomb worlds were invaded by the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Fucking Adeptus Mechanicus. Little sneaky guys. Getting in there, stealing some technology. Little rats. That's amazing. They're just like breaking into a tomb. So, wait. They had no idea who the Necrons were. They found these like big pyramid things. Super high-tech technology. And they're like, you know what? Well, you know what? I think we should meddle in this. And we should just press some buttons and see what happens. Look, if you wander into an ancient room and see a big red button, you're going to want to press a button. True. I mean, it's us. They're literally us with the pyramids. They want to see what's in there. They want the stuff in there. Thank you for all the follows, by the way. I haven't been looking at alerts while we react, but I love the little like dichotomy between the Adeptus Mechanicus and
on their quest to find the lost standard template constructs.
Everyone else.
They discovered our tomb
Necrons.
worlds. Their curiosity and their degradation of the slumber protocols led to countless members of our race awakening.
Oh my god, what? Did they oopsie wake a Necron up and they just slaughtered them all? Oopsies! This reminds me of like Skyrim. Sorry, this is a tangent, but you know when you're in Skyrim and there's like a crypt and you're just like sneaking around looking for loot, looking for shit you can take, and all of a sudden the crypt opens up and some like In this case, a Necron comes out and just murders you. I understand. I'd be mad if I woke up and some guy was stealing my shit. I didn't know what was happening.
Countless members of our race awakening. 65 million years of slumber. It was our time to rule the galaxy once more. To reclaim what we had died for. Our metallic bodies regenerated. Our weaponry was to mortals what the storm was to the stone. More of our tombs were awakened. Our armies began their conquest. The Silent King took back his rightful seat.
Woo! Silent King, let's go! This is the guy that sold you into slavery, right? And then he was like, oopsie. I might have made a fucky wucky. The Silent King looks amazing. Well, he felt bad. I mean, yeah, I would feel bad about it too if I accidentally made a bad deal and my whole race got their souls and flesh ripped off, enslaved by the Catan, and turned into like immortal robot things. I would feel a little bad too. I feel like he's a great character. From what I know from the videos I've watched. Where yeah, blame the translator. He's like trying to make up for it now. The Silent King fights other splinter factions before fully assimilating them. Oh, the Silent King's cool. Can I get a miniature of the Silent King? Like, is that something? Can you get like actual characters? Like these characters? Yeah? Oh my god. I want it. I want it. $170. Okay, yeah, maybe we won't do the Silent King for the first paint job. Maybe we'll work up to that. He looks really cool. Oh, you have to glue his parts together too? Oh, you have to build them? I love the Silent King. I stand as Silent King.
On the throne. It is our time once again. How the humans love to hold their martyrs up for all to see. No single world is a greater martyr than Cadia.
Oh! Cadia mentioned. Every time Cadia comes up, my chat goes crazy and says, Cadia stands! And I still don't really know what that means other than I know Cadia got ripped apart. Cadia fell before the guard! Cadia stands! Okay, we gotta learn about Cadia. Trazen tried to help Cadia? Hello! Welcome, readers! Welcome, welcome, welcome! Hello, Emery! Cadia was a fortress planet in front of the Eye of Terror. We're learning about Cadia right now. We're doing a Warhammer react to the timeline. Welcome in, raiders. Welcome, welcome. My name is Stimpak. I am a manager of Glitch Stars Virus. And I'm going down a deep dive of Warhammer. My nerd brain is just exploding with my love for Necrons. And I'm learning the timeline. There might be a test at the end of this. We're taking notes. I have a notepad. Trazen had Pokeballs full of human heroes and armies that he was just hucking at chaos. Trazen is such a chat. I love him. I hope you had a good stream, Emily. Thank you for the raid. I hope you guys... I saw you were doing Warhammer too. You were looking at miniatures though. I was just talking about how I wanted to get a Silent King miniature, but I'm probably not ready for that yet. I'm probably gotta start with the little guy. I heard Emery say Horus did nothing wrong, and there are rumors she got an Eldar GF. What to do? Emily. Horus did nothing wrong? Really? Really? This is like Garrosh all over again. Don't ask me how I got these mint condition space marines or why I have 3 chapters of them. Oh, report to Inquisition. Okay, let's finish off. I think we're almost done this video.
In truth, I had believed the Terran method of time recording BC stood for before Cadia. They speak of this planet so often during battle.
So does my chat. My chat speaks of this planet so often. So often!
It was a world of much importance to the Imperium, and to be frank, the galaxy. The fall of Cadia is a loss. It was a weapon designed to remove the warp from our reality.
Oh?
Its loss must be lamented. During the 13th Black Crusade, the War Master of Chaos, Abaddon the Despoiler, launched a massive assault against the Loyalists. A unfathomable war broke out, and the planet was eventually destroyed. It was a significant loss for the Imperium.
Oh my god, who is this guy? What? Why has he got faces on him?
Losing such a beautiful world to their own traitorous kind.
Who is this guy? Abaddon the Armless, that's face guy? The planet broke before the last guard did. That's so sad. The last guard, they never stopped fighting. Abaddon took over for Horus. He's Horus's son. So is he not a Primarch then if he's Horus's son? Damn, he's a scary dude. Why he gotta do that though?
One of the greater threats faced by the mortal races of the galaxy are the beings we labeled the Great Devourers.
Oh?
The Tyranids.
Oh.
The humans named them the Tyranids after their attack and consumption of Tyrant Primus. Revolting insectoid creatures that swarm world after world, consuming everything that stands in their path. All life is consumed by these creatures, consumed, studied, and improved on. Though they appear as mindless animals, they are sublimely clever beings. They have demonstrable hierarchies. They adapt and evolve in the moment to conquer any situation.
The dude with the face armor is Lucius the Eternal. If you beat him in combat, you turn into him, and then your face joins his armor? If you beat him, you join him? What happens if you lose? That picture wasn't Abaddon? Okay, that's correct. Then you just die. Then you just die. You basically just can't win. You just want to stay away from Lucius. If you win, you can become part of his armor. If you lose, you're just dead. Oh my god. These guys are very much feared that they're fleeing to our galaxy because something bigger's out there pushing the Tyranids to us. Oh my, that is a horrifying thought. That is a horrifying thought. What would be big enough and scary enough to scare the Tyranids away? Oh my god. Oh my god, that's crazy. There's always a bigger fish in Warhammer. I'm obsessed with this. I love this. And the Tyranids keep showing up from different directions, so we're probably surrounded. Oh my god. It's so fun to speculate. It's fun to speculate on like bigger, badder, more evil things out there that can destroy us. Humanity activated something during the Horus Heresy that drew the attention of the Tyranids. Yeah, if there's something the Tyranids are scared of, we're hooped. We're ham-boned, as one says.
Little is known of their history.
Look at that guy! Holy! They really remind me of the Zerg.
There are no records of them before the Great Sleep. They appeared from the deepest reaches of space. The humans first discovered the creatures in the eastern fringes. Rumor has been said that they were first seen by the Inquisition as far back as the 35th millennium. Speculation and rumors, of course, but I...
Thank you, Rai, for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Still enjoy this discord. It is said that they have begun to surround our galaxy, ready to unleash their own conquest. After being drawn by the Emperor's light within the void,
Oh.
I cannot say if this is true or not. Others believe
Oh
they are
my
being pushed
God.
back, chased into our regions of space. All of this poses a great question. Are these beasts coming to this galaxy after having consumed everything they could in their own? Or, and this is not the ideal case, are they running from something greater? If they continue their rude interruption of the drama that is the galaxy's unfolding history, I may have to add a new section to the gallery.
Oh my God. Trazen so casually like, hey, if you mess this up for me, I'm gonna have to step in, all right? I'm having a great time watching this unfold. Nah, I'd win. He is literally the nah, I'd win meme. The Necrons are most effective at destroying the Tyranids since their gauze weapons completely disintegrate a target, so not a single molecule survives. That is so funny. Necron weapons destroy all matter. He's like, all right, you guys, settle down. I'm trying to watch the show here. If you're not gonna settle down and stop bugging me, I'm gonna have to hit the disintegration ray.
Perhaps I will name it A Brief History of the Tyranid Species.
I just love him so much. His ego.
The universe is at unrest. The rapidly growing threats to the galaxies have increased as the weak find power. All of us are grasping for our rightful place on the throne of the universe. All empires rise and fall. It is the destiny of all life to fade away. Life is a struggle for all who have fought to survive. Even the smallest of life forms face this turmoil. The weak become dust in the infinite darkness, never to be remembered. To rank which species stand at the top would be irrelevant in the current turmoil. They all cling to their spot, each battle and war gaining favor, or falling to the side to rise again. The great empires of the past have all earned their place in my halls. They each have a place in the history of the galaxy. The future of the universe will continue. Others will try to gain their spot, as did all the great empires of the past. It is a pitiful attempt. All life will wither and die. There is only one race that will succeed them all. We are immortal.
Yeah!
We have learned from our mistake. We will rule our galaxy once again. But humanity, in its rapidly breeding expansion, has offered us what we never thought possible. A means to return to the flesh times.
Oh?
We are the infinite.
What he mean by that? Humanity gives them a means to return to the flesh. Flesh Times is my favorite newspaper. Fan speculation, they want our meat, huh? They want to turn human again? All I gotta say is Necron supremacy. This has kind of been like a... This has kind of been a Necron propaganda at the same time as a telling of history, and I'm here for it. They want to transfer their minds to human bodies. Okay. Okay. Subscribe! Subscribe! To Warrior Tier. Thank you, Warrior Tier. These are the credits of everyone involved. That was a wild video. Contributors. Okay, that was That was a very well done video. My god, that was like watching the National Geographics of Warhammer. That helped me so much understand what is going on. Like, so much. I'm glad I watched that first, because I think I have an understanding a bit more of like where things happened and how they happened. Some Necron scientists are studying humans to try to find a way to have soul and flesh bodies again. That was like a very high quality. All the art that was shown, like, is that just art that's been released by Warhammer 40k over the years? Because that is amazing. Mostly fan art. Oh my god, there's talented artists. Jeez. That art is insane. Lecture 1 and Overlord Trazin's Grand History of Everything. Narrated by Matthew J. Plum. Fan art is typically better than official art for 40k? Wow, that's wild. My zombie! Okay, so... yeah. That was great. I'm a Trazin stand after that. Well, I mean, you guys already told me Mr. Steal Your Girl was amazing, and I believed you. I love him. I don't know why. Maybe because I like the Necron so much, but I really enjoyed that. I felt like that explained things in a very easy to understand way. Thank you for the follows. I have all redeems and alerts turned off right now while we do the reacts, just so you know. The next video we were going to do tonight. Oh, it's already... that took me so long to react to. What? I yap a lot, I guess, guys. I'm sorry, chat. That was a 39-minute video, and it took me like an hour, over an hour and a half. Oopsies. Oopsies! I just have thoughts to talk about. Put Necrons on your throne. Necron minis? Maybe, well, that's a good... I think I was going to do a sub-goal for the next month. We're doing a miniature painting stream together, maybe, so... Same with the video about the human factions on yeah, I yap a lot. I yap a lot. Oh no, Shimmer actually likes the thing we like. What shall we do? Well... okay, I'm glad you like it. I have thoughts and opinions. I'm the type of person who learns by doing. So if I would need to retain information, I need to talk about it so I can understand it. I can't just listen to something and be like, oh yes, I get it. I have to talk about it. Otherwise I will go in one ear and out the other. We came for the yap. If we want the video, we just watch the video. True, that's true. The videos are very good. The videos are very good. Warhammer has some really good content out there. At this point, it has crossed from reaction to commentary, and that's a good thing. Oh, I didn't even think about it that way. Yeah, I don't really react to things. I just talk about them. I guess that is reacting, but not in the traditional sense. Anyways, the next video we're gonna watch is the updated Bricky video. Bricky! Hello, my child. How was your stream? You're not my real dad! That's great. If she yaps as much for a 45-minute video, 2-hour video might become 3 or at worst case 4 hours. I'm a little worried. I don't know if I have time to react to the Bricky video right now. I have Pathfinder in 6:30, 7:30, 8:30. 2.5 hours? Oh, chat, I might not have time for this. This is a 2-hour video. How come I'm not invited, Stim? To Pathfinder? We can watch something shorter. We should watch something shorter. Wait, Jesse Cox made a video about Warhammer? Oh, every single Warhammer Space Marine Legion in a nutshell. That seems like it could be good. I suggest getting a kill team as a first kit, and there's a Necron kill team that's pretty cool. It will have some basic dudes to paint and some heroes to build up. Thank you, Rocket. That is what I want to paint miniatures. I love miniatures. I started with D&D, but I'm really into Warhammer right now. Oh, the Space Marine one covers the Primarchs? I want to learn about the Primarchs. I like the Space Marines, but I care more about the Primarchs. I asked Dim to play D&D with me, but she said no. I didn't say no! We both said, when are we gonna have time to play D&D? You could check out some of the Golden Demon miniature painting winners. It's a sort of competition for mini painting. Ooh! Ooh. Well, we have about an hour to kill. Okay, let's watch the Space Marine one then. Every Space Marine Legion in a nutshell.
To the people.
Let's watch this. Because I need to learn more. I need to figure out a way to retain the knowledge in my brain about how distinct the legions are and the Primarchs are. Because they all kind of just jumble together. Like, I know visually they are different, but I don't really understand. I can't remember what about them specifically makes them different. Thank you for the hydrate, dual logs. Jesse Cox's surface level stuff that Bricky has already covered. I didn't know Jesse Cox liked Warhammer. I mean, it makes sense, but I didn't know that. I love Jesse Cox. Hi, Ford. They have different cultures, methodologies of war, and characters. Interesting. Interesting. I would like to understand what happens in the warp. Is there a video just on the warp? Congrats on 2K followers. On... Oh yeah, I have 2K. I have 2,000 followers. Thank you. I didn't even realize I did. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, my followers. There are several about only the warp. The warp kind of confuses me. I understand where the Necrons are, kind of. I understand where the Empire of Man is. I don't really understand what happens in the warp or what's going on in the warp. Other than chaos. It's part of Jesse's new series where he invites someone to teach him about stuff. This Jesse video is technically also a Bricky video. Oh. Luton09 has a great video on the warp, but it's very long and in-depth. That might be added to my list then. All right, I'm gonna grab a drink real quick, and then we'll watch the Space Marine Legions. Okay, chat? Grab a pencil and paper because there's gonna be a test at the end if I remember stuff. Check out Adeptus Ridiculous. It's Bricky's podcast where he lore dumps to his friend about 40k. Oh, I didn't know he had a podcast. Luton's videos double as a sleep ASMR. Oh, that's a good... Maybe I would retain information if I listen to it while I fall asleep. Subconsciously. Okay. I will be right back, chat. Go get a little drink or a snack. Do a quick stretch. I'll be back in like 3 minutes. I just need a refill on my drink. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I hope we all got a little drink and a little snack. This is 42 minutes. Let's see if I can do it in an hour. I don't have confidence in that though, because we all know I like to yap. I got my drink. I feel like I'm getting a cold. Okay, let's get into every single Warhammer Space Marine Legion in a nutshell by Bricky.
On the internet, the time has come. The reckoning begins. Your boy got himself a shaker cup.
It's Bricky Gamer Subs, right? Let's go.
After many, many months of shilling gamer subs like mad, my favorite thing to do, we have ourselves a goddamn shaker cup. It's here, the official Bricky Waifu Shaker Cup. Do you see the gal on here? If it's not great at focusing, I'm sure there'll be a thing in the background. Skater, put a thing in the background. Long white hair, absolutely. A bit more toned, abs, obviously.
Guys, I want a Gamer Subs cup one day. A Stim Pack Gamer Subs cup. Showing my abs. Necron themed. I wonder what I would look like part robot. You've got abs? I do now. I do now.
Bikini, hit it, legally distinct mark on the face. Of course, she wants you to do the diddle thing, maybe, but most likely to serve in a glorious army. Legally distinct? I think so. The Bricky Shaker Cup is available now.
Legally
and you
distinct.
Should get it while it is hot. But if you're thinking, Bricky, what should I put in this? Well, how about my top 10 favorite Gamer Subs flavors? From number 1 to number 10, all of them incredible, but listed regardless, and an addendum for those that are caffeine free. This shaker cup is available now in the description of this video. You may use code Bricky as well at checkout to get a discount on your order. A massive amount of profits goes to yours truly, and a huge thank you to Gamer Subs for sponsoring and for getting me this beautiful, beautiful cup. Go out there and get it. I'm gonna take one more sip for the camera, slow it down, throw some sexy music in there, and I'll see you guys soon.
Oh. Should I be looking?
Hello everybody, my name is Bricky, currently stuck in the walls of the most prodigious school in the Imperium by punishment for falling asleep during class. God bless the Skull of Progenium. Many of you have come across my Every Faction Explained video. Firstly, thank you. Secondly, we are here to dig a little deeper. Space Marines are the quintessential poster boys of Warhammer 40,000. When people think 40K, they think Space Marines.
Literally the reason I didn't give 40K a chance is because I thought it was all about Space Marines and I thought it was all about robot boys, which kind of some of it is, but I literally thought Warhammer was only Space Marines. That is how hard it is marketed. As like, I thought it was StarCraft, but I mean, I thought it kind of is about Space Marines, but I didn't even know that, I didn't know Necrons were a thing. I didn't know about Orcs or Adeptus Mechanicus. It also kind of is StarCraft. Yeah, exactly. This is, I feel like, I don't know if I just live under a rock and people like just really love Space Marines, but I don't ever see the other like factions. I don't see the other people represented as much.
But there are many types of Space Marines, formed from 20 separate legions. We are going to rattle them off in order and give you a quick rundown of each one. A disclaimer, like in my Every Faction Explained video, this is a mix of accuracy and memes. If I say the Salamander's Legion specializes in hugging children and petting puppies, they aren't exactly
Yes, I mean, StarCraft is like Warhammer 40K.
doing that. Mostly.
I would like to pet this creature.
But you can infer that they care about
Aw.
civilians and are a bit kinder than the average space marine. A space marine being a genetically modified super soldier that's had 1,000,000 new and terrifying organs shoved into them, refrigerators strapped to their bodies, and are so far above the average human that they are referred to as demigods instead. Each space marine has a father, unlike you, a Primarch, which is basically an even bigger space marine.
Oh, that's the guy. That's Horus, right? Is that Horus? Am I learning things? Let's go. Let's go. Space Marines are the faction that make the most money, so they're the ones that get the most ad time. True, that makes sense. I can't, it's capitalism. Horus before corruption. Okay.
Marine that was forged in a lab by the god emperor of mankind, that gigantic golden dude you see everywhere, who is
golden
both
goose.
the leader and now the martyr of humanity. The Primarchs are his 20 sons, built in a lab, who lead 20 legions of space marines, who are their sons, not from a lab, but rather a dissection table, giving them the powers and skills of their associated Primarch via a gene seed, a special organ carrying the genetic makeup of their Primarch and, you know, their seed. So if Jagatai Khan of the White Scars has the genetic makeup that wants him to go really, really fast, then his sons, the Space Marines, also want to go really, really fast. I should note that I am only referring to the legions this time around. If you're interested in sub-factions like, let's say, the Black Templars, then it's not going to be here. However, I do have a excellent Black Templar video. I'd argue it's probably the most accurate one I can think of. It goes through the whole lore, everything about them. It's a very long video, and I'll put it in the description. Just
Hey, Black Templars are kind of cool. I don't know anything about them, but I like their figurines. They look cool.
look up Black Templar video in the description. You'll get what you need. And now, with the easy explanation out of the way, let us begin with our first legion.
They are very racist. Black Temple. Wow. Black Templar equals you haven't prayed 3 times a day death. Oh. Something to keep in mind, Legion is used for chaos and for pre-heresy loyalists. After the heresy, the legions were split so that no leader held that power again.
Dark Angels. Allegiance? Loyal. Primarch Lion L. Johnson, a duelist, a knight, a real asshole, I'm not gonna lie. The single word descriptor, paranoid. The Dark Angels are our first legion, hailing from the death world known as Caliban. Their Primarch, Lion L. Johnson, is what happens when you try to make the side profile Chad meme.
Lionel Giga Chad.
Into a genuine character. He is a master tier duelist, a brilliant strategist, and an overall dick. There are few situations he isn't prepared for, and few fights he isn't ready to lead head on. This makes the Dark Angels have a very Knights of the Round Table vibe. They look like the Knights of old with these large suits of power armor, often donning robes and hoods. Their names also follow this. They have like Ezekiel, Azrael, Belial, Samuel, and so on. However, the common thing associated with Dark Angels are the Fallen, a part of their faction that turned traitor against the Imperium, and they are very heavily trying to expunge all knowledge of them from existence. Fallen? What Fallen? Never heard of any Fallen. Do you know about the Fallen? We're gonna take you away and mind probe you to make sure you have never heard of the Fallen. They definitely don't exist, and if they do exist, which they don't, we will find them even though they don't exist. They love their interrogations. They thrive in it. Lionel Johnson is a scorched earth policy sometimes, and it's given to his sons in force, which makes sense considering that when the Lion heard of a Chaos Primarch on the homeworld different Primarch, whose mom was there, he was like, let's nuke it. The Dark Angels.
Let's nuke it. This is a lot. I'm having a hard time following, or not following, keeping up. Dark Angels, they're paranoid. They're like angel-y. He's kind of a dick. He doesn't mess around. He has a scorched earth policy. Okay, I got it. And there's also like the other ones that were like banished, but we're not supposed to talk about them.
Angels are a special group where they formulate themselves into 3 different factions. The Deathwing Terminators, slow-moving, tough phalanx. The Raven Wing, fast jet bikes and flyers. And the Green Wing, which is your standard Marines. They are a jack of all trades, but not in the sense where they're good at everything, but rather they have a lot of things that are good at specific things. Like instead of 20 people that have a multi-tool, they instead have 20 people with gigantic power tools for every job imaginable. If you like being suspicious about everyone and everything in your surroundings, but you also like to have a whole lot of deep knight type lore, run the Dark Angels.
Oh, okay, so they're like knights, kind of. Okay, I missed that part. That makes it easier to understand.
Piece! The One Piece is real!
Our second Legion is a special one.
What?
If you can see, the numbers all go to 11.
The Emperor's Children. Allegiance, traitor.
What? Did we just skip number 2? We don't talk about the second? Oh, okay. In universe, they were wiped out for doing bad stuff. In our world, they were wiped out for business reasons. Okay, number 2 was erased. All right, I guess we're skip 2 and we go to 3. The 2nd and 11th legions have been expunged from all Imperial records. Oh, that's why we joke about 18 Primarchs, not 20. Okay.
Primarch, Fulgrim, a perfectionist, an artist, a sneaky snaky snake, and the single word descriptor, perfection. The Emperor's Children are all about the pursuit of perfection. Perfection in all they do. Perfection in
Oh no. This is like me as a child. If I'm not good at it, I'm not doing it.
war, in artistry, and perfection in every other aspect of life. Their armor is a gleaming pink, purple, and gold. Their ships have spires of gorgeous marble and gold statues in their honor. Fulgrim is a man who believes the pursuit of perfection is the goal of all things, and I mean, look at him! Can you truly tell me that he is not perfect? The hair, the features. As Primarchs go, he
he's pretty. Fabulous.
Is the one you look at, and if 40K had a guy that would give you the best sex you've ever had and never call you back, this is the fucking guy.
That's the guy!
Which is why this pursuit of decadence led them to the evils of chaos. Yes, Emperor's Children are our first Chaos Legion, and not just a normal one. One devoted to, you guessed it, Slaanesh, the Prince of Pleasure, God of unspeakable excess.
It makes sense. They're purple. Slaanesh is kind of purpley. Okay, this is our first Chaos Legion. I get it. He's sort of a snake man now. Okay.
Yes. The Emperor's Children in their pursuit are now horrifyingly mutated beings through Slaanesh's great...
Wait. Lucius is from this legion? The guy with the face on his armor? It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. I didn't think they were that bad, though. Bricky doesn't make them sound that bad. He was a perfectionist duelist. Oh. They're the most body horror legion. Oh. Emperor's Children are vile? Oh, okay. They're real bad. Okay.
Will. They torture and maim to feel perfection through pain. They screech and attack with sonic weaponry for perfection through sound. And they slaughter, aiming for perfection in war. Fulgrim himself lost the battle against Slaanesh as a demon sword corrupted his mind and transformed him into the sexy man he was, into the sexy snake he is now. A demon.
I kind of fuck with that.
Primarch, corrupted and bringing his legion's will by himself. As far as Emperor's Children go, they are some bad people. They do horrible things to anyone and everything. In fact, they're such trolls that their battle cry is for the Emperor, despite being horribly mutated.
Their battle cry is for the Emperor? That is so funny. Literally just trolling at this point. His model just got released in 40K and he looks really cool. Oh, we should look at... Oh, we probably won't have time. Next time we do Warhammer, we should look at models together. I want to see all the models.
and corrupted. If you've ever taken a little too much of a drug, or maybe the music at a concert was too loud and you didn't bring any earplugs, or whatever the reason, you just take all those things and you dial it and you dial it and you twist it and the knob breaks. And that is the Emperor's Children.
God is dead. God remains dead. And we have killed him.
The Iron Warriors. Allegiance, traitor. Primarch, Perturabo, a warlord, a siege smith, an incel. Single word descriptor.
An incel?
Siege. Continuing the
Oh wait, these are the guys that Miwa likes, right? The Iron Fist.
trend of our Chaos Legions, we have the Iron Warriors led by Primarch Perturabo.
No. Oh, okay. Never mind. These are their enemies. Oh, dang it. Uh-oh, dang it. Okay, I'm gonna mix those two up.
Of Olympia. To understand the Iron Warriors, though, one must first understand Perturabo. A man so bitter, coffee beans run for light. A man who hates the world and everyone in it, who never got recognition for his deeds, who hates his brothers and hates their accomplishments even more. Someone so laughably petty, so incredibly bitter that he goes full circle to becoming likable. Why? Because he's competent. The Horus Heresy. We didn't talk about the Horus Heresy. Intermission.
Yay, intermission.
So Horus was the Emperor's favorite son, right? You know, so the Emperor walked into his room. Horus said, Dad, I just gifted 150 subs to Amaranth, and she said my name a ton, and she loved me for it. I really think that I might get to meet her one day. And it...
What is this analogy? Why does it work though? It works.
kind of played out something like this.
Your feelings for her are not real. They are real to me!
And then... it started playing out a little bit more like this.
Let the seas boil. Let the stars fall. Though it takes the last drop of my blood.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So Iron Warriors, the Horus Heresy wouldn't have gotten shit done without Peter Turbo. Imagine an entire faction that is the personification of brutal industrialism, where you serve the Legion until your dying breath. You build and you kill and you siege and you kill and you literally summon demons just to take them and trap them in machines and use them as cannon fodder. This is a thing they do. They summon demons to trap and use as shock troops. The Iron Warriors are siege warfare incarnate. They are heavy weapons, they are tanks, they are turrets, and they don't die. They hate Imperials, they hate Imperial fists.
Do you need a pacifier, Iron Baby? No, I don't.
I love the memes. It's so funny. Oh my god. Peter Turbo was the only one who just wanted to win. He's just a guy. He just wanted to do his job, is what it sounds like.
They are bitter incarnate. Perturabo and the Iron Warriors don't serve the Chaos Gods because they like them. They serve them because fuck you.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Not another speeding ticket. I'll fight it in court, but I don't think they're gonna accept gotta go fast as a medical condition.
The White Scars. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Jagatai Khan, a speed demon, a plane strider, a roast god. Single word descriptor, speed. Hailing from Chagoris. The White Scars are all about speed. They love melee, but they love it even more when they are doing it from a motorcycle or land speeder. Or honestly, just running really damn fast. The White Scars are honestly forgotten about a lot, and that's lore accurate. They are a legion that doesn't seek the recognition or glory from the combat they engage in. They engage in it because it is their duty and because they love it. Not in the insane slaughter enjoyment of loving it, but in the thrill of the fight. They are known as the Laughing Killers because they ride into battle with a smile on their face and a chuckle in their throat. And as you can tell by their Primarch's name, they are Mongolian based. Remove horses and replace them with motorcycles and land spears, and that's your style. They are heavily based on the old times of Genghis Khan, and consider this is 40k and everybody's evil. You know, that fits. The White Scars are actually physical scars on their body, going back to their heritage on Chagoris. The Khan himself is kind of a dickhead, but a reason.
Aren't all the like Primarchs dickheads in this? Hi Riri! Hi! We're learning Warhammer lore, timeline, and legions. I just did the timeline, it was super good. Highly recommend. Now we're doing legions.
Reasonable one. He thinks ahead, he's intelligent, he's patient. He is often underestimated because he doesn't scream his accomplishments from the rooftops, which is what makes him and the White Scars dangerous. His skills are kept at bay, only to be truly shown when the time is needed. The White Scars are a forgotten legion often, but that doesn't diminish their accomplishment.
I'm not gonna lie. He keeps talking about how the White Scars are forgotten about, and I already have lost interest. They're okay. They're okay, I guess. Like, they go fast. What else do they got? They got the big boys. They got big guns. They got any cool storylines? They go fast and they don't brag about it.
All it does is surprise those who underestimate them. Speed, awesome Mongolian vibe they got going on. And if you really like to stab people, that's the White Scars for you. Shameless thirst break.
Woof, 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 woof. Woof, bitch.
The Space Wolf.
We got werewolf guys. They got werewolf guys. Woof, woof. Woof, 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 woof.
Wolves. Allegiance, loyalist. Primarch, Leman Russ. A Viking, a savage, the Undertaker. Single word descriptor, wolf. Wolf, 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 wolf. There's so many goddamn wolf units. Skater, how many units in the Space Wolves Codex have the word wolf in their name? The Space Wolves are the 6th Legion and hail from Fenris, a frozen wasteland of a world with their Primarch, Leman Russ.
Oh, I like this. I like this. Kind of like the Wolf Boys. I like me a good werewolf. Viking werewolf, it looks like.
I don't really need to spend a whole lot of time talking about the Space Wolves because it's very obvious who they are. They are the second most obvious what their shtick is legion in the 20 legions besides the world eaters. When you look at the Space Wolves behind, what do you see? Do you see Vikings in space? You've done it.
Yay!
Congratulations. You have found Vikings in space. But they
Yay, Vikings in space!
have as much in common with a regular Marine as an all-day Viking with like a Roman soldier. You see, as a Space Marine, your body is so enhanced that you filter out poison, and so you can't get drunk. The Space Wolves distill a special mead out of a horrible poisonous plant that would kill a normal human so they could get drunk. They have fangs in their mouths. They sometimes cannibalize their enemies.
Oh?
Sometimes they eat people because they gain knowledge about them from there and about battle plans. The Space Wolves are savages. They're raiders. They're Vikings. But despite all of this, they are loyal to their core. Leman Russ is an egotistical guy who just shouts stories and tales of his accomplishments everywhere they can. But at the same time, he was so damn loyal that instead of gunning down his foes, he hit him with a fucking backbreaker to show his devotion to wrestling. If
Let's
you
go.
want Vikings in space, you found it. Play the Vikings in space.
We're gonna build.
They're the Emperor's executioners. If the Emperor wants a problem solved, he sends the Space Wolves. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. All Marines can do the eat people to gain knowledge thing. The wolves just do it on camera. Oh, they make a sport of it. Okay. Oh, Space Wolves are often mocked because due to their preference to not wear a helmet to better use their super senses, they usually get sniped by a Tau sniper from 100 miles distance. Oh, yeah, that's a little silly. I mean, I'm fighting people with big guns. I'm probably going to wear a helmet.
The wall. We have no choice. We have no choice. Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall.
The Imperial Fists. Allegiance, loyalist. Primarch, Rogel Dorn.
This is the Legion Miwa likes. This is the one. All right. I got it now. My bad before my bad.
Builder, a phalanx, and he needs a hand. Single word descriptor, fortify. The Imperial Fists are led by Primarch Rogal Dorn on their homeworld of Inuit. However, they themselves are actually a fleet-based chapter, with their main source of recruitment coming from an enormous moon-sized ship called the Phalanx. The Fists are a chapter you think of when you think of duty. They love to serve. The love to serve and the inability to be moved. Rogal Dorn is an architect, a master builder, and basically a rock in brain and body. A lack of humor or ability to lie shows that he is as blunt as the weapons of war he creates. Not the swords he makes, but like blunt, strong weapons. The Fists are the same. Take your archetypical American Marine style look, a buzz cut, a hard sense of duty, and then throw in some power armor and a love for building defenses, and you have the Imperial.
He's just autistic. Hyper stoic. I see. He's just like, America! Make America tough again. And he does his duty. He's loyal. He's a sturdy.
They are immovable. When you find a spot, they're ready to defend. You can't breach them. Their knowledge of defensive warfare is paramount. Without them, the Horus Heresy would have been so much more effective, but thanks to their insane and immovable tenacity, the Imperium lives today. And let's not forget that Iron Warrior and Imperial Fist rivalry. Want to know why the Iron Warriors are so bitter? These guys are the reason why.
Hey, guys, bring the thing! Where is he going? Hey! Hey, that could have killed me! Hey, guys! We missed! Get another!
Dorn and Perturabo are basically two sides of the same coin. One is just a bit more level-headed and got better jobs. If you want to be defensive, to be good at everything Space Marines are good at, bolters, heavy weapons, vehicles, you want a classic military fighting force, start fisting.
I am having a very bad day. Today is one of the worst days.
Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. The Night Lord.
All right, I'm in. Look at that. Look at that. That's badass. That's badass. I don't know who these guys are. They're probably real bad, but that looks cool. That looks great.
Allegiance, Heretic. Primarch, Conrad Kerr.
My man, Conrad, my man. I knew it from day one. You're not gonna like them? They're Jukari-esque. Okay, so when I first watched Bricky's part 1, there was one part where he went over the Primarchs very briefly, and I picked out a picture of Conrad. Didn't know who he was at the time. I still don't really know who he is, but I was like, that's my emo boy right there. I already know he's my favorite. Let's learn about them now. Everybody keeps saying, of course you're not gonna like Conrad. But we're about to find out. We're about to find out. I love me some tragedy. I hope it's tragic, and I hope it's very emo.
A sadist, a vigilante, depresso espresso. Single
Depresso espresso, my favorite.
word, fear. The Night Lords are my favorite legion, hailing from Nostromo and their Primarch, Conrad Kurz. They are a traitor legion from a planet known as the Sunless World, or the World of Endless Night. Nostromo is a horrible hive city that is known for being host to some of the worst gang violence, murder, and working conditions around. The only thing keeping the population in check is the suicide rate. The Night Lords fall.
What? Oh my god, that's metal. What the heck? He's evil Batman.
In the footsteps of their Primarch, a man who believed in a twisted sense of justice and that the only way to make humans compliant is through fear. The Legion's lesson has been lost on them, as their ranks were repopulated by gang members, murderers, arsonists, torturers, and other words I can't say on YouTube, as young as 12 years old. Murderers before they were even teenagers, raised to become demigods. Now, fear is what they sow and flesh is what they reap. The Night Lords are scum. They are the exact opposite of all other legions. They torture and they maim and they flay because they think it's fun. They run away often so they can come back and kill you with more numbers. They prey on the innocent and the weak. They kill normal civilians because it's easy and flee.
What? Curse has a room made of living people. He calls it his screaming gallery. Whoa. Curse is plagued with a prophetic visions of the future that drove him mad. These guys are so funny. They're just so evil. They're just evil to be. They're literally evil to be evil. Is this the definition of like neutral evil? Or lawful evil? No, neutral evil, right? Thank God Emperor Curse is dead. He's dead!
Any battle where they don't possess overwhelming odds. They are the antithesis of normal space marines. They are scum. One time, a world did not comply to their demands, so they raided one of their ships and brought it into atmosphere. The crowds cheered and clapped as it appears that they had won the battle. And the airlocks opened, and the skinned and flayed bodies of the crew were thrown down in the populace. In other words, a legion of gangers and criminals. Add together a heavy Slavic influence to them, and you've got my favorite faction.
You have not done the dishes for...
Whoa, okay. I don't know if I like them still. I do like me some, like, evil to be evil type, but I'm gonna have to read Conrad's story to you know, see if I mess with that. See if I mess with that. I don't know. They look really cool, though. Blood Angels? You'll like Blood Angels? They're like the Emperor's children, but without the excuse of being chaos corrupted. Conrad was a troubled boy. It all began...
5 years. So embarrassed when people come over here.
What does it matter? You bring them over, you kill them. Vampires don't do dishes.
The Blood Angels.
The vampires.
Allegiance, loyal. Primarch, sanguinious.
He's dead! We learned Sanguinus is dead. Oh no, the pretty vampire boy dead.
An angel, a vampire, a dead-ass motherfucker. Single word descriptor, blood. The Blood Angels are 9th Legion, hailing from the homeworld of Baal, with their Primarch, Sanguinius. The Blood Angels are a tragic tale with one of the best Primarchs, one beloved by almost everybody, a genuine angelic figure who led his people to glory, killed by the hands of the traitor Horus before the Emperor's eyes.
Horus, you bitch! How could you? Not a pretty boy!
The death of their Primarch led the entire Legion to madness as their gene seed malfunctioned and created something known as the Black Rage. The Blood Angels degrade over time, experiencing something called the Red Thirst, which gives them a genuine vampiric thirst for blood. As their minds degrade and break down, they get angrier and angrier, becoming berserk killing machines with no other goal than to tear everything in sight apart.
Ooh, the Blood Angels have like a berserker curse? Rage curse? I like that. I love a good berserk class. That's sweet. I love that. Like a blood rage. They have PTSD and they miss their daddy. Oh. They have 2 berserker rage curses?
But they don't see it as that. They see themselves there, at their Primarch's demise, with Horus in sight. And to them, it's time for vengeance. That Space Marine over there, that Chaos Space Marine, that's Horus. Kill him. That Orc War Boss over there? Horus. Kill him. That Tyranid Swarm? 1,000 Horuses. Horai. Kill them all. Did
Oh, they got daddy issues.
your toast come out a little bit burnt? Horus sabotaged your toaster. Destroy the toaster. Destroy it. Do it. Do it. Kill your toaster. Do it. This slow, debilitating disease takes over the Blood Angels, and it gives them this angelic, vampire, and Catholic-inspired imagery. They have chalices of blood. They rest in coffins and can even use psychic powers to sprout angel wings from their bodies. They are a tragedy through and through, and the only thing that will look more tragic are the mangled bodies of those they come in contact with.
I got a diesel engine. I do like Blood Angels. I dig that. I love me some good, I know it's not blood magic, but it's kind of the same vibe. And I love like a good berserk class. I think that's great. And honey, we forgot to mention, we're gonna take your job away.
The Iron Hands. Allegiance, loyalist. Primarch, Ferrus Manus, a machinist, an inventor, and not a great head on his shoulders. Single word, bionics.
Oh.
The Iron Hands are from the home planet of Medusa and their Primarch, Ferrus Manus. Does Ferrus Manus have an iron hand? You fucking know he's got an iron hand. The Iron Hands believe that the flesh is weakness. But despite all of their enhancements, despite all the things that made them demigods, replacing some of the flesh with bionics will allow them to serve the Emperor more. They go hard into vehicles and dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts being giant walking sarcophagi that have wounded space marines piloting them from the inside. Vehicles, metal, upgrades. These are the things that make up this legion. Their tech marines have servo arms sticking out from all directions. They have a wide array of mechanics and extremely often replace limbs with metal ones, serving all kinds of different functions to deal with their enemies. The Iron Hands are also not particularly nice. They're kind of assholes. I mean, marines are already normally pretty big assholes, but they're a little bit up there because of their flesh, civilians made of flesh.
Oh, they don't like squishy. They like strong, tough metal. They are the Mechanicus as a legion. Yeah, basically that's what it sounds like. They don't like squishy. They don't like squishy human bodies.
Because you see, the flesh is weak. Flesh is corruptible. Bionics, the strength of the machine is pure and cannot so easily be corrupted. So if you want people who have this little techno-fetishistic vibe to them, that love their vehicles and their walking coffins, hit up the Iron Hands.
Understand, Commander? I was never here.
Legion 11. Why, hello there. I have returned from touching grass. I know. I'm pretty cool with the grass touching. And now let's continue our Warhammer life.
Okay. So the 11th Legion is also redacted. Legion number 2 and Legion number 11 redacted. We don't talk about what happened with 2 and 11. Okay.
Lecture.
This ruffles my
Ooh! Okay, World Eater sounds real cool. World Eater, I have high hopes for World Eaters. That sounds really cool.
Okay, so what's going on here? I am a super sandwich!
The World Eaters. Allegiance, heretic. Primarch, Angron, a butcher, a slaughterer.
Like extremely, earth-shatteringly, unreasonably fuck-ass mad.
Single word descriptor.
He's a really angry boy. He's really, really angry.
Anger. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Are you mad? Do you just fucking hate everything? Do you want to murder everything in sight and get rewarded for doing so? Then you should join the World Eaters. Home planet of Nuceria and Primarch Angron, who, if the name didn't suggest, is real fucking angry. Angron was raised a slave, forced to fight in gladiator pits. When he refused, they shoved old world tech into his brain, so that if he ever felt any emotion other than anger, it caused him extreme pain.
Whoa.
All his sons, wanting to be like their dad, also put a version of these nails in their brain. So now you have an entire legion who literally feel unimaginable pain if they are feeling any emotion other than anger. Slap them with a freight train of armor, 2 goddamn chainsaw axes, and you can see what's gonna happen. It's no wonder they're corrupted by corn. They're honestly a surprisingly sad legion that I actually screwed up in assuming that they were all just angry murderers. I mean, they are, but they didn't start out that way.
But they had a reason for being angry murderers. Oh. He has a really sad story. An angry boy who just wanted to die with his friends and whose Legion did the super angry thing to try and impress him and be like him. This did not have the effect that was desired. Oh. They were the Healer Legion? What? Oh man, this is tragic. This is tragic.
Khorne corruption degraded their intelligence, their free will, and made powerful warriors into arguably even more powerful warriors, but blunt, like frothing at the mouth psycho warriors. The World Eaters, like I mentioned, the Space Wolves, they wear their concept on their sleeve. They are angry, they want to kill things, they want to kill you, and maybe some of their friends, and that's the faction. They're red, they're mad, they're gonna run at you and cause death. If you like that, you play the World Eaters. Or you like it because they were, you know, at one point a lot better than that. Most of Warhammer was a lot better than that. I was once a lot better than that. That was when I was in college. I didn't finish college, and neither did Angron.
Angron's special power was to relieve mental pain from others, something that the Butcher's Nails made impossible. Oh my gosh. That's so sad. The original World Eater color scheme was bright white with blue markings. It changed to be red by the time of the heresy due to the amount of blood that spilt on it. Oh, wow. The tragic backstory is making me like them more.
It is. Hail Caesar. If it's not done by sunrise, I'll cut your balls off.
The Ultramarines. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Rabute Gilliman. That's how it's said.
Rabute.
An Analyst, a Diplomat, a Blueberry Boy Scout. Single word descriptor, duty. When you see Space Marines on a box or just Space Marines in promotional material, notice how they are always colored blue. These are the blue Space Marines. These ones here, the Ultramarines, who hail from the world of Macrogg with their Primarch, Rabute Gorilla Man. Ultramarines are the white bread of Space Marines, the grilled chicken with salt and pepper. This is by no means an insult. They are plain Jane, but that's also because they're
like the base set. The Ultramarines are like the OGs. This is literally what I thought Warhammer was. Ultramarines. Makes sense, because that's so true. I didn't even know other legions existed. I thought they were all blue, because I see them plastered everywhere. They're the base Marines, but they're really good at logistics. Yeah, standard. Standard white bread Marines.
They're so goddamn good at their job. Their skill for warfare is paramount, but so is their ability for leadership. Gilliman for a while was a damn boring Primarch for all the reasons he was great, because no matter how hard you try, you don't win a war without logistics, without supply lines, without trade routes, without infrastructure and economy. You don't win anything without all that stuff, and Gilliman knows it, which is why he has one of the largest standing empires in the Imperium, named Ultramar, which is why his sons are the most recognizable of all the Space Marines, which is why the only thing that rivals the weight of their victories is the weight of their egos. They are good at everything and bad at nothing. They are great at everything. Other legions can do other things better than them, but they are good at everything. The most interesting thing about the Ultramarines is their characters, as they are all now inflicted with various amounts of ultra depression for many reasons. Gilliman is, at the time of recording, the only playable Primarch currently on the tabletop, and the only one that has returned to the 41st millennium for the Loyalist side. He took one look at what his empires become and immediately wanted to fucking die. Being forced
Oh man, he's got ultra depression. Oh man. He's the current leader of the Imperium, and boy does it stress him out. Oh, he was a true believer in the Emperor's goals. Oh, he's just trying to do his best, it sounds like. And the current Emperor is not in line with those goals. And he can't take his armor off or he'll die? Oh man, rough.
Forced to lead everything he once hated, an Imperium rotten to its core with his sole responsibility
30k versus 40k. Oh man, everything sucks now and he still has to lead it.
To save it is kind of what makes him interesting. They are a perfectly standard legion with perfectly standard ideals, and great if you want a simple, clean slate.
Uh-oh, stinky, funny poop, poop funny, woo!
The Death Guard. Allegiance, heretic. Primarch, Mortarion. A reaper, a poison, an ungodly stench. Single word descriptor, rot. The Death Guard hail from Barbaros, with the Primarch Mortarion. The 14th Legion were known.
Mortarium sounds metal as hell. This is like giving me pestilent plague doctor vibes. Kind of cool, but kind of stinky.
For their incredible resilience to damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Where the Imperial Fists were defensive thanks to tactics and posturing, the Death Guard were resilient because they could take a punch or a gut shot or a cannon to the chest and just keep on moving. They are slow, yet they are resistant, which was only confounded as a Death Guard captain, Typhus, codename Dickhead, sold them out to Nurgle.
Why is like every captain codenamed Dickhead, it feels like? I mean, it makes sense that Nurgle is like, you know, part of their thing.
Out of rot and decay. Now, the Death Guard are a Nurgle worshipping infected legion whose ability.
Okay, they look kind of cool with the what would you call this? Chaos influence? They look kind of cool with the tentacle things.
To feel pain and take damage has all but just gone away. They wade through gunfire, able to kill normal Marines 10 times over and continue unharmed, all while spreading rot and disease in the name of their dark, very stinky master. Where the Death Guard enter, plague spreads. People get sick and they die. They spread debilitating disease to all around them. Why would a legion need to be anything more than very tanky when their enemies are falling over, puking, firing out of both ends, and having their skin peel off just by their presence? Entire worlds infested with a zombie.
Oh, these guys are nasty. Yeah, those are intestines. Oh, those aren't tentacles, those are intestines.
Rot, swarms of insects that eat flesh and metal alike, all while the Legion advances slowly, painfully, allowing the disease they spread to take its toll before they reap the lives they believe belong to them. And look at Mortarion's model, dude. The man is
God, he looks cool though. He looks cool though. I love this. I like this model. I don't like any of the other models in the Death Guard, but I like this guy. That looks so cool. They somehow made it not as disgusting as it could have been. Like, they made it more on the cool side than the disgusting side. Like, it's still disgusting, but like, in a cool way.
Baller as fuck. A gigantic moth with a gigantic scythe. Come on now. The Death Guard.
For my next trick!
I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
The 1,000...
So real for that.
Sons. Allegiance, heretic. Primarch, Magnus the Red. A scholar, a sorcerer, a fucking nerd. Single word descriptor, magic. The 1,000 Sons hail from their homeworld of Prospero, with their Primarch Magnus the Red. The final of our 4 major Chaos God factions, the 1,000 Sons are disciples of Tzeentch, the Changer of...
I like Tzeentch. I like Tzeentch. He's like that trickery god of change. Okay, I kind of like these guys so far. They sound cool. Magnus tried to do the right thing and fucked up massively. Damn, is that ever relatable?
Ways. Heavily inspired by their Egyptian theming, the Legion themselves are slaves to the god of trickery and change. Most of them no longer even having a physical form, reduced to just dust, piloting suits of armor at the whim of a sorcerer leader. The 1,000 Sons do not deserve their fate. There's a common joke that Magnus did nothing wrong. This is untrue. He has done much wrong. However, he is very sympathetic, mainly because the Space Wolves and Leman Russ sought to end their rivalry through the annihilation of their legion, escaping only through the assistance of the Changer of Ways, and forever changed because of it. Meanwhile, magic is their main tool. Take some Lovecraftian style abilities, the eyes everywhere, and potent spells to be cast at their foes, whether these are bolts of psychic lightning, reversing time itself, itself, opening up portals to unreality or changing the very—
Wait, these guys have magic? Do all the legions don't have magic, only the chaos ones, right? Magnus did nothing wrong. He was told to do nothing and he did it wrong. Well, all Psychers do, but the Thousand Sons dial up to 11. They are the Psyker Legion. I like them! I like them! Most legions have magic. This one just has a proficiency for Psyker powers. I like them! They're cool! They got that like elder god weird magic kind of vibe to them. They're also the Femboy Legion? What?
very fabric of the universe. The Thousand Sons sorcery knows no bounds, and they are very good at it. If you're a fan of like wizards, your classic style of spellcaster, and you want a ton of them, combined with a tragic backstory and a Primarch who, like Mortarion, looks fucking baller, the Thousand Sons are for you.
You fucking asshole! There's no way, you're a fucking cheater.
You're such a sore loser.
You're a cheater. My dad works at Nintendo!
The Sons of Horus, or the Lunar—
Magnus had discovered that Horus turned traitor and warned the Emperor. The Emperor didn't believe Magnus and was angry at Magnus for having contacted him through magic. Oh. And now the Sons of Horus. This is the betrayer. The Betrayer Legion.
Luna Wolves, or the Black Legion. Allegiance, heretic. Primarch, Horus, a warlord, a treasured friend, or the traitor himself. Single word descriptor, assault. The Sons of Horus are the formal name of Horus's legion, hailing from the world of Chthoniya. The Sons of Horus—
there's a common theme where a lot of these worlds have blown up. When contacting the Emperor, he did bring a horde of demons into the Imperial Palace. I see. So the Emperor was mad at Magnus for breaking the law of using like Psyker magic and bringing demons into the palace. Magnus used his Psyker powers to bust through and try and warn the Emperor that let demons in, caused the Emperor to have to stay on the throne. He broke the law. Lots of bad things happened. I see. And also another planet blew up.
themselves were assault troops. The strength of their attack was some of the most powerful in the legions. While the White Scars may favor speed for their strikes, the Sons of Horus were known for their overall offensive power. It was even said that if the Sons of Horus met the Imperial Fists, they would be at a stalemate for eternity. However, the Sons of Horus are no longer, because, well, they are now instead the Black Legion, led by Abaddon the Despoiler, who—
Oh, okay. They're now the Black Legion. Okay, it makes sense. Their daddy got disintegrated. He no longer exists.
Claims to succeed where his father failed. The Black Legion are still an offensive and assault-based force, but they act much like the Ultramarines, but for chaos. Your standard black and brass Space Marine, who are known for recruiting in all different kinds of avenues. Anyone can become a member of the Black Legion. Anyone can swear allegiance to the War Master. You gain favored by not just one, but all four gods equally. Their famous line, "Let the galaxy burn," is the best way to describe them. It doesn't matter what the outcome is, so long as the Imperium dies, the Black Legion has done its job. They are a legion formed from hatred and spite, with a clear goal in mind, as the Dark Gods are calling, and the Black Legion are sure to answer.
Hello. Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?
No. Okay.
It wasn't fucking optional!
The Word Bearers. Allegiance, heretic. Primarch, Lorgar Aurelian, a preacher, a fanatic, a choir boy. Single word descriptor, zeal. If the—
Wait, they're heretics though? But they're like priest, prophet inspired? Okay, they're corrupted priests. He was the first Primarch to turn to chaos.
Black Legion answer the call of the Dark Gods. What if instead you decide to call the gods first? Well, then the Word Bearers are for you. The 17th Legion, led by Primarch Lorgar on the planet of Colchis.
Yay, it's still there!
Originally,
He me. He got me with that one. Just kidding. It blew up too.
Obsessed with worshiping the Emperor of Mankind as a god, they found that despite his divinity, he was not worthy of worship because, you know, he raised their equivalent of Jerusalem to the ground for daring to worship him. Like, could you imagine if God actually showed up and was just like, Jerusalem is stupid, it just destroyed the whole thing? Like,
wait, what? The Emperor did that? The Emperor never wanted to be worshipped. They just chose to worship him. Damn! I gotta figure out the Emperor. Like, he doesn't make sense to me. The Emperor is a giga atheist. Your 10-foot flaming sword wielding, psychic power wielding father am not a god. Do not worship me as a god. I've done all these godly things and I'm super powerful, but don't you dare worship me. The Emperor isn't a character, he's part of the setting. Huh. He was a character. He had a storyline, right? I just don't get him. I need to read a book. I need to read a book.
what would that do to your head? But there are gods that want worship and will reward those who do. The word bearers are chaos worshippers to a T. All chaos gods. They specialize in demonic rituals, the summoning of demons, and the mutual possession of their own troops. They welcome demons to their bodies to fight as one. They exalt the dark gods themselves for aid, and guess what? They answer. In the world of 40K, Satan...
Let's summon demons! This goes back to the satanic panic I was talking about at the start of stream when we were just chatting. Oh my god, this is what D&D was in what, the 80s? Let's summon demons. The Emperor as a man and the Emperor as worshipped are extremely different. True, that's true. The Emperor, so I'm coming from the timeline video where the Emperor was a character doing things, and then he like just became part of the, what would you call it, setting? Yeah, by being something that's worshipped. The Emperor is a living character in the beginning of the series, so you can kind of figure his perspective out, even though he's crazy. He's part of the furniture now. Yeah, it's just part of the decor.
Doesn't just call you back. He hops in his GT Mustang and he crashes on your couch. In the world of 40K, your rituals will end with genuine results. The word bearers know this. They know through sacrifices, through devotion, through dark baptism, the gods will answer and they will be rewarded. So they use it. They bring forth demons. They bring forth possessions. They bring forth the power of the neverborn, the damned, and those that hide in the dark to bear against the Imperium. Lorgar sits there, smiling as the...
These guys sound super bad. They just like to summon demons. They're kind of like the warlocks of the setting. They didn't just like happen upon this. They went out, looked for it, and are working with demons. Huh.
Truth he always knew, the existence of gods and the importance of faith is a reality. And it is a tool he is using to rend the galaxy.
Dear Sir Stroke Mad.
Lorgar wanted something to worship, and since the Emperor rejected him, he said, fine, we found our true gods. Basically, if I can't worship the Emperor, I'm just gonna worship some demons. Why did he need to worship anything? I guess because he was like a missionary or something. Fun fact, Lorgar is the one who wrote the Bible for 40K, and a former world bearer is the one who helped humans found the... What was that? Found the Ecclesiarchy? Ecclesiarchy? I can't say that. He should have worshipped me! He should have worshipped me!
Adam. Fire! Exclamation mark. Fire! Exclamation mark. Help me!
The Salamanders. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Vulcan, a forge master, a behemoth, a very huggy boy.
Oh, I like these guys. I like the salamanders. They're like I feel like they're the nicest out of everyone. They're like the most nurturing. Well, not that they are nurturing. They're not, but I mean, they closest to it, maybe?
Single word descriptor, fire. The salamanders hail from Nocturne, a volcanic planet home to their primarch Vulcan. They are the largest of the Space Marines, not their numbers, but rather size. Vulcan, he is an enormous slab of beef, by far the largest of all the primarchs. However,
God! That guy's huge! What?
don't let his size fool you, as he is also the kindest. Salamanders have the juxtaposition of looking frightening, being larger than other Marines, while also boasting an ashy, like coal color skin and blazing red eyes, while simultaneously carrying around all manner of flame weaponry. So your average civilian might be spooked, but in reality, they are by far—
Aww, they're so cute. He's saving a kitty. They remind me of like firefighters. Except they have the fire. They don't put out the fire, they bring the fire. Salamanders take defender of humanity part of their existence too literally. They fight fire with more fire!
Are the kindest of all the legions to those civilians. Vulcan believes that to safeguard the Imperium is to, at the end of the day, I mean, safeguard its people. So unlike other legions who put their lives far and above the average human, the Salamanders spend significantly more time trying to save them, often taking numerous losses by doing so. They are very independent as well. They're forgers and blacksmiths, maintaining their own weapons and crafting versions of it. They also have the very rare privilege of being able to see their families even after becoming a Space Marine. They care.
Oh, they got little babies. They got families. And they're blacksmiths. That's cool. They're kind of like an average dude, but like, you know, not average, but they're like normal, but not.
Which is the funny part, because the 7.5-foot tall giant with flaming red eyes just reduced a traitor to bubbling metal says, "You have nothing to fear, young citizen. Take my hand." If you enjoy fire, melting things, and being the nicer of the Marines, Salamanders are for you.
I like them. I like the Salamanders. That's nice. That's nice. Some salamanders even wonder what their life would have been like if they didn't become Space Marines. So, they have to have normal working people, right? Like, it seems like everybody in mankind has just been trained to be a soldier since they were born. But they have to have, like, normal people that work normal jobs that do things, right? Or do they, like, conscript older kids or something? They do. They are civilians. Okay. I was kind of thinking like all of mankind or humankind were just like conscripted into being military since they were like babies. But only special ones get to be Space Marines. There's lots of just normal people. Each planet give a tithe of like 10% of their population to war. Oh, okay. You're more likely to be a factory worker or a farmer. Okay, that's good. That's good context. Everybody in the Imperium has a role, and they serve in that role. And when they die, they are turned to corpse starch and served as a food ration to the Imperial Guard? Ooh. You have to be genetically compatible to become a Marine and have to survive it. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Continuing on to the Raven Guard.
Sneak attack! Saga, sneak attacks don't work if you yell it out loud.
The Raven Guard. Allegiance, loyalist. Primarch, Corvus Corax. A raven, a shadow. An industrial dance DJ. Single word descriptor, stealth. The Raven Guard.
Oh, these are the sneaky guys. They're stealth, the platoon. They're the rogues.
are the final Loyalist Legion at 19 and hail from the planet Deliverance with Primarch Corvus Corax. If it hasn't been made clear enough already, the Raven Guard are stealth specialists and proficient in all manners of assassination. Despite this, their signature winged jump pack and double lightning claw look is, well, not very stealthy. They are named after, of course, the Raven and embody the entire concept of it as a herald of death. They are stealthy, patient hunters that have no problem.
They look really cool too. I like the Raven Guard. I like their aesthetic. They have Raven helmets. That's cool. Rogues and heavy plate. Yeah.
With waiting and waiting and waiting until the moment to strike is at hand. It's not easy being a stealth faction when your stealth involves people in 1 ton of power armor, but they find a way. That, more than anything, should not be used to show how ridiculous 40k is, even though it is, but rather to show how good the Raven Guard are at their jobs. It's not about them sneaking around you without being seen, but it's also about them having lied in wait for so long that it wasn't until they were in striking distance that you even realized they had been there. And also, if you want, you know, edgelord Marines with a long black haircut, pale skin, ravens everywhere, if you want to field assassins and snipers abound, then the Raven Guard are for you.
It could be in this.
Yeah, they're like the less evil emos. I really like them. Man, I like goths. All right, last Legion. 20th Legion Alpha. Ooh. Lots of chat. Lots of chat is Alfarius? Me too.
This very room. It could be you. It could be me. It could even be. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What? It was obvious.
The Alpha Legion. Allegiance? Heretic. Primarch, Alfarius, and Omegon.
Oh, that's Alfarius. You, Stim, are also Alfarius. What does that mean?
Saboteurs, destabilizers, they're in your walls. Single word descriptor, espionage. Finally, the 20th Legion, the
spies.
Alpha Legion, led by Alfarius and Omegon, the only Legion to have 2 Primarchs who were split as twins. The Alpha Legion are heretical, we think, and specialize in destabilization of society and armies. Their entire shtick is the Hydra, because when you cut off one head, 2 more take its place. All of the Alpha Legion look exactly like their Primarch. Olive skin, shaved head.
What?
All claim to be Alfarius. All are liars.
Oh my god, what? That's wild. They're all like pretending to be the same guy? They're like the CIA. Is that the right thing? Close enough. They're the spies.
They make the largest use of sleeper cells and cultists in the Chaos Space Marine factions because it's extremely easy to take over a planet when you
poisoned our water supply, burned our crops, and delivered a plague unto our houses.
Where the Raven Guard use stealth and sabotage to eliminate their enemies, the Alpha Legion prefer to weaken them over time with sleeper agents, impersonations, basically anything you could imagine from a hardcore spy movie or Cold War level espionage. Being Alfarius is not only an honor, being Alfarius is a requirement. There's a story of someone chasing down an Alpha Legion agent for years upon years, and when they finally catch up with them and they see that the agent is wearing the same face as their pursuer, because this was the plan all along.
What? Whoa, this is mind blown. That's crazy. What the heck? That is so cool. This is literally the definition of the long con.
To kill him and take his spot. We're talking facial reconstruction surgery, we're talking hacking, we're talking political assassination and impersonation, everything. They are Space Marines in name only, because being a strong stoic warrior is not what the Alpha Legion is interested in. In fact, the Alpha Legion is interested in you not even knowing that the Alpha Legion is a thing. I am Alfarius. You are Alfarius. We are all Alfarius in his Lord's glorious army. Thank you everyone so much for watching this.
Alpha Legion has the most convoluted lore. That's really cool. We made it. We made it through 20 legions minus 2 who are redacted. It's a legion of twin brothers. One is an Alpha, the other Omega, and they have a bunch of sons together. What? The Alpha Legion are suspected to be actually loyalists because they occasionally sabotage the Chaos Legions too. Alfarius was actually the first of the Emperor's sons to be found, but they officially claimed it was Horus. Oh. Any favorites so far? I like the Blood Angels. I like the, oh my god, I can't remember. The Raven's Guard. I like the Raven Guard. And I like the... Oh, what's their name? What's the angry guys? World... What were they? World Eaters! World Eaters. World Eaters. I think those are my favorites. Yeah. World Eaters and Blood Angels are my top two, I think. But I also like the Ravens because they're emo boys and they have wings and they have bird heads, which is pretty cool. Wait, are those all... Are any of those Chaos? No? I didn't pick a Chaos one? I don't think. World Eaters are Chaos. Right. Corn. They follow Corn, right. The World Eaters are hella Chaos. All right. Okay, I knew I had to have one Chaos pick. I knew I had to have one. Thank you for the follows, by the way. All right, we made it through the 20 legions. We'll finish the video off and then have a little chat. I do like the Thousand Sons because they were the wizard boys. The wizard guys. Like the magic-y psyker types. Blood for the blood god. Skulls for skull throne. Milk for the cornflakes. I read that with 100% conviction. Stim. Relationship with Conrad Kurz is over. Relationship with Corvus Corax has begun. Okay, to be fair, I gotta read about Conrad because, I mean, if he's just, like, misunderstood, that's kind of my jam. I'm getting the feeling from how chat has talked about him, he's not just misunderstood, though. He's not. He's actually just really evil. He's not. He's not. He's just insane and evil. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I get it. I get it, chat.
This video. I hope you learned a little something. I hope if you were on the fence about what Space Marines you wanted to field, you would now have a better idea of what you want to play. Buy my Gamer Sub Shaker. It's on sale. It's on pre-order. It's ready to go. Just get it. Just get it. Use code Bricky. It's in the description. Just get it. And a huge thank you to all of my patrons over on patreon.com/Bricky and the members on the YouTube channel. Your names are here. I thank you a ton. You are all very generous. And oh, I need to answer a question. Have you ever attempted to touch grass but end up touching the Destiny 2 loading screen? Oh, damn it. I just... Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
come on.
I haven't played Destiny 2 in a long time, but I have touched the World of Warcraft loading screen. Whoopsies. So Conrad stopped a woman from unaliving herself and then tortured her because attempting that was a crime. I understand now. I understand. He's a little messed up in the head. He's a little messed up in the head. I like, oh, what was his name? Agron? The angry boy. I want to know his story. Angron. I want to know his story. I like sad stories. Angry Ron, yeah. You should read about what Conrad did to his adopted mother. You guys, I might have made a mistake saying I liked Conrad. I'll own up to it. I'll own up to it. Angron's story is angry Spartacus who went too far. I do like monsters. I have a soft spot for monsters. We all like a little bit of monster, don't we? You might dig crow dudes. Oh, is he a bird now? Is Conrad a bird now? All right, let's Don't ask about his screaming gallery. Look up the lore of Angron's weapons. Korax is a bird monster looking to get revenge on Lorgar. I see. He's just a bird. He's not a demon. He's just a bird. I have an hour until my Pathfinder game. I should probably eat something. I should also probably name my character. I made a cat person. I have to look up cat people names because I don't know them. Let's go back to our chatting screen. Oh, there I am. Hello. Okay, so I gotta think of a cat name for my character before we start. I'm a swashbuckler. Like a trickster. Swashbuckler. Oh, I can't remember the name of what it is. Brickimus Maximus. I have to like get it lore accurate, chat. I'm looking for good names. What are the cat people called in Pathfinder? How did I forget already? Pathfinder cat people. Cat. Oh, they're called catfolk. They're literally called catfolk. Okay. Catfolk name generator? Did your DM say what world you were in? We are. What was it called? We're starting in the dwarf area. I'm a cave diver. I take things from tombs. I'm in like an underground dwarf area, I think. I don't know if it's a homebrew setting. I honestly I'm going into this pretty unprepared, I'm not gonna lie. Female names. Let's see. It's our session 0. So we are coming with our general characters, and then he's gonna help us put it together, I think. I hope. I'm an archaeologist. Well, technically I like to steal artifacts and sell them for a lot of money. I made my character like a thief. Niara Croft, that's hilarious. Niara Croft. Steal artifacts, Trazin? Oh, that's a great idea. I could literally roleplay Trazin as a cat lady. Yeah, yeah, I guess an archaeologist. Technically, I guess. Alright guys, I do have to prepare because I don't know what the heck is going on with my Pathfinder game. I should probably figure out the setting, pick a name, and get my shit together. I'll update you all how it goes. This is my first time playing Pathfinder. Don't forget food. Right. Thank you, mods. I need to eat. I'm very bad at eating. I will make something quickly to eat before games start. And I did buy snacks today. Thank y'all. Thank you for all the good lucks. We have to watch Bricky the update still. I feel bad I ran out of time. I yapped too much. Let's see, who should we raid? We can raid. Oh, Mochi and Arissa are playing Minecraft. 10-hour stream? What? Huge announcement. Oh my god, is Leah playing the Coffin of Andy and Lele? I kind of want to raid Leah because she's playing the Coffin of Andy and Lele. The incest allegations are dead, but I want to see her playing it. I might put that on while I finish my character last minute. Alright, I'm sending you guys to Leah. Thank you for the deep dive. Oh, we didn't have time to do our test. Next time, be prepared. There will be a test when we do Bricky's updated version. So come prepared, chatters. And I will see you next time. Good night. Happy Saturday. Bye-bye.